The Sportsocracy, Beer City's best sports talk. Live from the Ingalls studio.
It is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. The Sportsocracy, live in the Ingalls studio, also via Mullet Manor. It is the day we've all been waiting for.
I feel like we need a cartoon drop of live from Mullet Manor.
The old Ted Knight from the Super Friends.
Yes.
Meanwhile, back at Mullet Manor.
I feel like I can make that happen.
We are live and we are anticipating, as every football fan is, the release of the NFL schedule. Today's leaks were the international games, or they weren't really leaks. I mean, they were official announcements. Yesterday you had the first Monday night football game of the season's going to be the scene of the crime. Well, no, it's not. Actually, it's going to involve the victim of last year's debacle, but not the scene, because the Jets will be in San Francisco for the first Monday night football game of the year. Or does that make you nervous?
Yes.
Greene?
Yes. I didn't ask for much, okay? I've already got a new jersey. I've got all the stink from last year, I burned it. I set it on fire. I don't order from that pizza company anymore. We're Little Caesars all the way. Let's go. And then you brought us back to the scene of the crime. Why did we do that? And, by the way, you give me one of the best defensive lines in the league. Mm-hmm. So could you just... could we not have done that? Could we not have had New England week 1? That would have been a lot more fun for me.
I had a little engine for you myself when I saw it, and I went, he made it 4 plays last year, and he might make it 8 plays this year.
I didn't go full kooky Madookie like Mike Greenberg, but I wasn't thrilled with it. I didn't love it.
I missed that.
Mike Greenberg went full, I have to take my jacket off, like I was with Roger Goodell at the draft, and all I asked was that you don't put us on Monday Night Football week 1, because that's just asking the cosmic football gods to punch me in the jejunum again.
And it very well could. First Monday Night Football game of the year will be the New York Jets at the San Francisco 49ers. Today's today's schedule news was the international games. The international games will be as follows. I went away from the screen here. Of course I did.
Hey, the Jets are one of them. I know that much. And that's a game that I worry way less about.
Yeah, you guys are taking on the Minnesota Vikings in the first of the London games.
Meanwhile, watching J.J. McCarthy run like he's being chased by someone with a gun.
September the 6th, that's the first international game. September the 6th is the Packers-Eagles Brazil game. Jets-Vikings on October the 6th. Then the following 2 weeks is the back-to-back Jacksonville Jaguars London stay. We're doing this again. And what is the payoff here for Jacksonville to continue to do the international games?
Well, I mean, in Jacksonville, you got mullets and jorts. In London, you got tea and crumpets. So I feel like if they don't have their marketing team working on that, maybe getting Prince Charles or King Charles now. I think it's the first time I've ever said his name, because I don't care about the royal family. We should get him with a mullet wig and a pair of jorts, and that should be our Judy chop.
Yes, I like it. The Jaguars and the Bears on October 13th, and then October the 20th. The Patriots come in to take on the Jaguars. And then the final one, the Germany game, November the 10th. We gave the Germans the Giants and the Panthers.
Are we sure we want Germany to like football? Because the games we've given them, I'm not so sure of that.
It's not great. But there you go. Those are your international games. The international series is set. We know the matchups. We know the dates. And now we just await the rest of the schedule release, which will be tonight.
I feel like, I feel like there's a great chance that Jeremy's going to go live from Mullet Manor for the schedule release. Just maybe watch for the YouTubes. It's a pretty good bet. It's just as the guy that controls that. Also, should we put out our international schedule? We've been putting out our schedule for the Living the Dream tour. And so now I feel like, would you like to hear the Sportsocracy's international schedule?
Yes.
Would you like to hear it again? Because we don't leave the country. We are real Americans like Hulk Hogan. So we do stuff here.
Yes, we do. We're staying within the footprint here. With the Living the Dream tour, we will be, of course, going outside the footprint just a couple of times. Indianapolis for the combine next year.
We go out of the footprint for the Hall of Fame induction, but that's with Julius Peppers, so that's bringing her back home, baby.
Yeah, it's outside the footprint, but we don't. I mean, some parts of Ohio are pretty southern, so I feel like some of those places are still our people.
I love Ohio. If you don't like Ohio, go like 2 towns over. It's a completely different place.
It's that different.
I love it. It's great. You will. There are places in Ohio that make Waynesville look like Times Square. There are places in Ohio that are just, they're so blue that they need to be resuscitated. And they're all in the same state. You're all run by the same government. And I don't really understand how that works.
Apparently, also, today it was announced the New York Giants are going to be the Hard Knocks team this year. Well, I guess we just don't have to tune into that at all.
I don't know how I missed that.
Whose idea was this? Hey, let's put the absolute worst team possible on Hard Knocks. That'll get people to watch.
What is the, I mean, all right. I know you love Liv Schreiber.
I do.
I would love to hear what the opening week promo for that is going to be. I mean, with Aaron Rodgers in the Jets, I get how you sold that because that was sellable.
Yes.
I just see him coming on going, this week on Hard Knocks, Daniel Jones sucks. Back to you. I mean, what is the intrigue here?
Here's 60 minutes of Brian Daboll snacking in the office.
I mean, it's 60 minutes of you going, hey, who the hell is that guy? Could they wear their names on the front of the jersey? Because I'm not so sure I know who a lot of these fellas are.
A team led by Daniel Jones, who, I mean, kid needs, it is a storyline for the city of New York and Giants fans. But is there any massive intrigue about the Daniel Jones survival tour? I don't think so.
The most intrigue to me is it possible that Kayvon Thibodeau actually punches him directly in the face before this Hard Knocks is over? This should be the first Hard Knocks with the song from Annie as the theme song. It's a hard knock life for us. We suck real bad for you.
Anyway,
3-14 again. 3-14 again. It's just a giant. I'm just gonna keep doing this till you cut me off.
Just like last year with the New York Jets, this was the easiest layup. Hard Knocks had a team that they could have forced to do it, and it's the most intriguing team in the league. And yet, you went with the Giants on this one, right?
I'm not sure which team you're talking about. I only saw it. Oh.
The Chicago Bears were among the teams last year that they could have forced to do it, and they decided to do the Jets. Why would you not do the Bears this year when you have all of those storylines with the, Keenan Allen and Rome Odunze and DJ Moore coming in to team up with Caleb Williams? And I just feel like that writes itself. How did you end up with the Giants?
Oh, yeah, Caleb Williams on Hard Knocks. That would have been – oh, there would have been some jokes there.
Yeah, and I don't know. Maybe this is maybe this was a backdoor, the Chicago Bears ownership called down and said, please don't do this to us.
We don't ask much. We finally have a quarterback. Don't make us put him on television.
Right. The circus is enough. Well, I don't think we need extra cameras around training camp to make this worse. Maybe it was. I mean, the McCaskey family holds a lot of sway in this league. So maybe if they called and said, please don't.
I mean, I don't think they hold more than the Maras do.
I wouldn't think so, but all right. So there's your Hard Knocks. And then tonight is the schedule release. NFL Plus. Do you have that? Do you have the NFL Plus? Do you subscribe to any of that? Watch any of that stuff?
I'm not going to say that I don't. I don't really know what I subscribe to. Have you ever gotten that non-skippable ad of, you should use this service to figure out the subscriptions that you pay for that you don't use? I don't do that because I think it would just make me angry. You've been paying for this for 7 years and you don't even know what it is.
You should probably do that. It's you may be throwing away some cash there on things that you don't use. There will be an NFL Plus fan exclusive that kind of sounds interesting the way they describe it. It's called Secrets of the Schedule. It's actually kind of what I was calling for yesterday or day before yesterday, since we weren't here yesterday. Which meeting went well. Thanks for everybody saying a prayer for us.
Yeah, we
putting those out there.
I do love that we have like a fan section with our membership chat that was asking us by 4:00. Hey, how'd that go?
Yeah. More details on that coming with all the upcoming releases of the Living the Dream Tour stops.
Also, great time to say, if you want your business, Asheville, we're trying to get Asheville-centric because we got a lot of national companies on this. If you want your company on any of these games on our Living the Dream Tour, you can reach out to me directly, Jeremy at thesportsocracy.com, spelled exactly how you think it would. Or look on any social media and you'll see it 50,000 times.
Mm-hmm. The Secrets of the Schedule exclusive content, though, on NFL Plus that's going to be on tonight says it's going to feature key decision makers from around the league sharing the insights into how the schedule is created. So kind of, like I said, what I was calling for on Monday. I wish there was something that we could like be in the war room, see what it's like when they're arguing or not necessarily arguing, but trying to hash out all of these schedules and figure out how to keep the TV partners happy and all of that. I think it would be cool. So if you're NFL Plus fans or subscribers, if you've got it.
I just hope they explain to us how Monday Night Football winds up with the 7th best game of the week about half the season. I've never understood that. You have 3 real primetime slots. How does Monday Night Football end up as bad as it does as often as it does? Mm-hmm. Thursday Night Football, they try to get everybody on it. I got that one. Monday night, not so much.
So there will be competing specials tonight. Flostradamus has already said he's going to go live from Mullet Manor on the YouTube stream for some of the schedule release. Obviously, ESPN will have their specials. I think they'll have competing specials, actually. There will be one on ESPN, and I think there's one on ESPN 2.
Is Pat McAfee doing the one on ESPN 2? Because, I mean, I don't think they take enough opportunities to put that fella on television. I had somebody that doesn't like sports the other day ask me, why is Pat McAfee on everything? And my answer was, well, when you pay a guy that much money, right, you want to get your money's worth. Yeah, I get it.
Put him on everything.
I mean, if you tell me that I can have a Dari Noka, Adam Schefter schedule release, or I get one with Pat McAfee, I'll give you one guess which one's going to be on at Mullet Manor.
Actually, there will be. This will just be a simulcast. So on ESPN2 at 8 o'clock tonight, there will be a 2-hour special, and it will be simulcast on ESPN Plus. So there will not be competing broadcasts on ESPN. Host Kevin Nagandi, along with Dan Orlovsky, Marcus Spears, Mina Kimes, and Adam Schefter on that one. And then the NFL will have NFL Network coverage on at 7 o'clock tonight. 8 o'clock tonight. Schedule release 24, presented by Verizon, with your favorite Maurice Jones-Drew.
Oh, awesome. Just don't let him draft anything.
Hosted by Rich Eisen, but Mojo will have a big part in the broadcast tonight. So schedule release coming your way. We'll continue to get you jazzed up for the schedule release. Plus, stick with us every hour. We've got another reveal of stops on the Living the Dream tour.
And they all have something in common, and it all has something to do with the NFL draft.
The Sportsocracy hitting the road this fall, again, with our great partners in Ingles Supermarkets. Low prices, love the savings.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation.
Clear.
Heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin. And over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Febreze.
Fabric Talk. Hey, it's me, your couch. Today's my favorite day of the week. Febreze Fabric Spray Day. The occasional deep cleans are nice, but in between, I'm needing a refresh. Ooh.
Did I lose you?
With the Febreze Fabric
Nope,
Spray.
just muted myself.
Okay.
Don't be shy.
I got to make the blurred out version of the schedule so the people on YouTube don't get the whole schedule at once.
Fabric spray. It's just that easy. Now we can both breathe.
Sleep Tank, that's what happens when you come sliding in sideways at 11:40.
Breaking news.
Today, he's the new men's head basketball coach at the University of Wisconsin, Green Bay.
I can confirm that report.
That deserves round for applause.
Thanks, man. Oh, there's a side note. The Doug Gottlieb Show will continue on.
Hear from iHeart's own Doug Gottlieb on his new coaching gig.
My family's business is basketball. Now I get a chance to do what my dad did.
Listen to all episodes of the Doug Gottlieb Show on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Doug Gottlieb to start listening.
We're back counting down to kickoff. Let's look at today's
How long I got here, Tank?
premium pre-gaming with Beast Unleashed, presented by Monster 54.
We'll put out October 26th, October 19th, and then September 28th in the last hour.
There's 4 to choose from: White Haze, Peach Perfect, Scary Berries, and my personal favorite, Mean Green.
And number 3 at 6% ABV, Max Protect.
Always drink responsibly, and you must be 21 or over.
Beast Unleashed, available at your local retailer.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. And did I mention that Clarissa Sells WNC loves teachers? We love teachers so much, we're giving back 25% of our commission at closing. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
The Sportsocracy.
That is some good, clean family fun there, eh, Kai?
We're back at the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. Follow us on all the social medias, conveniently named at The Sportsocracy. See how we do it there? That's how we keep it simple. So you can always find us no matter where you go.
Now, if you watch us on Friday, you'll learn that now for the 2024-2025 football season, we don't just have the Sportsocracy. We have a couple other ocracies that you'll be finding out about, as well as how you could possibly come with us on some of the Living the Dream tour stops.
Which is going to be so much fun. We are going to be on the road with our great partners throughout the football season. We've already told you about the Hall of Fame weekend trip, August 1st through the 4th up to Canton, Ohio. We will be at the Benz Dome in Atlanta for the Aflac kickoff game. Noon kickoff on August the 31st for Georgia and Clemson. Tennessee, NC State at Bank of America Stadium. On September the 7th, September the 14th, Appalachian State and East Carolina in Greenville, North Carolina.
The East-West game, and reuniting, and it feels so good, Mullet and Mike Houston. You knew we were getting to East Carolina. When we announced this, you knew we were going to get there. Mike Houston's my guy. I've known him since I was 9 years old.
So we're going to be on the road all fall long. It's going to be awesome. And that's why we call it the Living the Dream Tour, because really something like this we always dreamed about. Don't know that we ever thought it was possible. I certainly never did. And
I want to take the listeners of the show back behind the curtain on that. So we conspired this idea 2 years ago, and obviously we weren't quite to that point. You were still coming out of COVID, all those things. I have opined this every year since. So I did it 2 years ago, I did it last year, I did it this year. When I told it to Tank this year, I said, I think this is much more plausible this year than it has been in the past. He kind of rolled his eyes. We didn't talk about it again. And then the next time he heard about it, I went, so this is happening.
Yeah.
We got all the approvals in just a handful of days. And that is thanks to our partners with Ingles Markets.
Yes, indeed. So more details, more game reveals coming up throughout the program today. We'll have some more for you tomorrow as well. And then we'll fully dive into the full schedule on Friday's program. Tonight, the NFL schedule release. We'll have our full reactions over the next 2 days of the schedule release. Full way too early prognostications and predictions. Best matchups, hardest roads, all those things coming your way over the next 2 days of the program. Hey, did you see Tom Brady? He's regretting his decision.
Oh, shoot. Is Tommy sad? Is Tommy being whiny?
Well, I mean, look, he says, that he just wouldn't do it again. After the big roast, the successful roast on Netflix, I never did. Did you ever see an audience tabulation for that?
I did not.
Watched it. I would imagine that it was one of the most watched things on the Netflix in quite a while. But after the celebrity roast and all of the jokes that were told about, Tom and his wife's extracurricular activities, there were lots of references to
it wasn't really so much it wasn't their extracurricular activities, it was hers. It was that she decided she wanted to go ninja chop.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But lots of jokes about him abandoning his children and just all of the things. And he was on a podcast, I guess, yesterday, and said that he wouldn't do it again. And he was upset about how much it upset the children.
Won't somebody please think of the children?
I mean, I get it. if you think about it from their standpoint, I mean, like his kids are what, teenagers? They're in high school.
Okay, I got to cut through the BS here.
Yeah.
If Tom Brady did not know going into that exactly how that was going to go, he is the dumbest human being on the planet Earth. That's A. If you B, if you think your kids weren't already catching haters over your mom and the karate instructor, your kids have different friends than mine when I was growing up. Because if my mom, and I'm a nobody, if my mom had just, I don't know, decided to go off with the karate instructor, I already know how the people I grew up with would have reacted to that, and I would have heard that every day for the rest of my life.
Yes.
My friends would have come up behind me and just gone, and a Judy chop every day until I graduated.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. He knew. He obviously knew. This is just the moment of, would you do it again? No.
Okay, so I have a philosophy on that.
Mm-hmm.
And you call me Mr. Kooky Madookie, Mr. Conspiracy Theory. I have a funny feeling. And now this is coming from a man that I've been divorced twice, and I've got kids with both the women that I'm divorced from. I have a funny feeling that on Monday, I'll say about lunchtime, Tommy was sitting around and his cell phone went off. And he pulled it up and he saw the name and he went, oh, good hell. This is not going to go good. And he hit the little green button. And as soon as he did, all he heard was, then about 3 o'clock, he saw the other name. Hit the green button. And now he has regrets. And it's because they heard it too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do you really think he's upset that any of that was said?
No.
I got a whole night of basically just beating the drum of how falafeled up that was. He sat there going, yeah, what he said.
Oh, yeah.
What he said.
He was asked, what did you learn from all of this? That was his takeaway. I'll never do it again.
Do you think anybody else will?
What, do a roast?
Yes.
Yes.
I do too. Because I'll go ahead and tell you.
Do.
I'll go ahead and tell you, I'm really easy to roast, especially if you know anything about my life outside of what I say on terrestrial radio. I would possibly be the easiest person to roast in the history of time.
Mm-hmm.
However, I also walk away from that, and the next day I wake up and I wake up next to HWA, who is just completely out of my league. I talk about sports for a living, and I get to go to every event that anybody could ever want to go to. So I have this thing called thick skin, and I just don't care. Maybe Tommy should learn that, because he seems to get his feelings hurt awful bad. You're a celebrity, bruh. Yeah, you opened it up for people to say the most awful things they could possibly say.
Yes.
Because roasts are where it's completely...
Except for Robert Kraft.
Oh, of which, and I'll be honest with you, that was why I was laughing about that's your line. Bob Kraft is your line. Do you understand what they're about to do to you and your kids and the ex-wives and the all the jokes about you and Edelman and your little bro parties? Bob Kraft was the one you wanted to save here. Okay, you do that. That's fine. But you shouldn't. You should have let Bob be a central part of this, and Bill as well. Because everything they say about them is one joke they're not telling about you.
Mm-hmm. No, I think this definitely opened up the door for many more of these.
Who would you most want to hear be roasted?
I was just thinking about that. I was actually I pulled up a list of all the old or the roasts that have already been done.
This feels like a daily draft.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a good idea.
Because I have a name, and I'll do it. The only way is that I get the number one pick.
Okay.
Because there is one name above all else, and the second I say it, and I don't know, I scratch the surface on the things that have happened in his life, you'll go, I don't know that we have enough money to make it happen, but we need to make it happen.
All right, we'll do that for today's daily draft. Who would we like to see on the next iteration of the greatest of all time roast, Comedy Central roast, whatever they call them? You're in a Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. Take a break. When we come back, it'll be time to get just a bit outside.
This is your Exergen temp.
You are clear.
On ESPN Asheville.
Scattered
What's your
showers,
outside story? I didn't
roll into our
ask.
Wednesday afternoon and evening commute. Most of us will see at least. Certainly, there's going to be dry pockets in between.
Jimmy Johnson's doing double
Tonight, showers and thunderstorms will taper off late. And some fog
on Memorial Day.
Oh, okay.
Some fog
All right, I'm going to do
in the
Doug
morning,
Gottlieb.
Otherwise, clearing out and mostly sunny, beautiful afternoon.
Okay, yeah, that's cool.
Thursday, 78.
And can they not hear me on the stream?
78 from the.
I turned you up.
I've seen it.
This
okay.
Sponsored by Indeed.com. Need to hire?
You're a little quiet
need
coming
Indeed.
through the
Their
brick
all-in-one
because
platform
it
helps you attract, interview, and hire
equalizes.
candidates all from
But then
one
I realized
place.
that I'm
And
not
Indeed's
coming through the
interview
brick,
tool lets
so it
you
doesn't
schedule
matter.
and
So I
conduct
just boosted you
virtual
from the
interviews
OBS.
right from their website. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Hey, if you're listening to me right now, I have one thing every business needs most: attention. Think about it. We swipe and scroll past stuff all day, but when we're driving, cooking, working out, we're also listening. That's the magic of audio at iHeart. We're in your next customer's ears while they're living life and listening, just like you are right now. So get your customers to listen up today using radio, digital, and podcasts. Call 844-ADD-HELP-5. That's 844-ADD-HELP-5.
Join the Asheville Symphony, Saturday, May 18th.
Oh, God, I just got a text from Doug. He wants me to do the PA at the ballpark tonight.
Ski's first piano concerto.
Let's
plus
go.
Mahler's iconic.
Ugh.
2 p.m. on Saturday, May 18th at Brevard Music Center's Whittington.
I don't wanna.
Tickets at 828-254-7046 or AshevilleSymphony.org.
That's just because you're lazy. You love baseball.
Taco Bell's new Cravings Value Menu is a big deal. Or rather, it's 10 big deals. From new items like the loaded nachos to familiar favorites like the spicy potato soft taco. Check it out at a participating Taco Bell today. Available for a limited time only while supplies last.
The Biltmore Kiwanis Classic races are back. Sunday, May 19th. It's a 15K and a 5K at the beautiful Biltmore Estate. Participants will enjoy a beautiful run on the grounds of the estate, plus a race t-shirt, finisher medal, entry to the estate for the morning, commemorative race bib, and a whole lot of fun. All proceeds of the race benefit the Kiwanis Club of Asheville. For more information and to get signed up, go to BiltmoreKiwanisClassic.com. BiltmoreKiwanisClassic.com. Proudly sponsored by iHeartMedia Asheville.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WBNC Auto. What did you were saying something as I walked out the door? It's coming off the showroom.
I said the only reason you don't want to do it is because you've been working since 4 o'clock in the morning. So stop being lazy. You love baseball.
See Auto right. Interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WBNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at ClarissaSellsWNC.com. Download our free app on Google Play or the App Store. Type in Asheville Home Search. You'll be able to connect with our team and see all the available homes for sale in our area. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or ClarissaSellsWNC@gmail.com.
Boy, you must be outside your mind.
The Sportsocracy.
Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
Back at the Sportsocracy, and we've got the big Memorial Day weekend coming up in just 2 weeks. Weekend after next.
I forgot all about that. That means my vacation is.
Damas is going to be going on vacation next week. So you'll be gone through the Memorial Day weekend. We will be reconvening on that Tuesday.
Yeah, that means my vacation's 2 days longer than I thought it was.
Yes. Yes, indeed. And Memorial Day weekend, we always have the biggest day in racing. We have the Indianapolis 500, and we have the Coca-Cola 600. Over the years, we've had drivers participate in both races on the same day. It's always a cool thing, I think, when it happens. This year, we're going to have kinda the double happening. Jimmy Johnson, he is going to be at the Indianapolis 500, and he's going to be driving in the Coca-Cola 600. I say he's going to be at the Indianapolis 500 because he's not driving in it, but he is going to be in the booth for NBC's coverage. In fact, they announced that he is going to be joining NBC coverage for 4 races on the 2024 calendar. The first one will be the Indy 500 on May 26th. Then he'll get on the plane after that's done and go drive in the Coca-Cola 600, but he'll also be a part of the Talladega broadcast on October the 6th, which is one of the playoff races. He will also be doing the race at Phoenix on November the 10th. And this one's going to be interesting to see how they do it because they say he's going to be on the broadcast, but he's also driving in that. So he's just going to be like on the – is he going to be doing it remote? Is he going to be doing it from the cockpit?
Well, the greatest chance is that he's going to wreck in the first, 13 laps. And then, he's sitting in his car. I mean, the mic's in the helmet, and we don't want to bring him up here. So
right. He's just doing remotes from the garage for the rest of the time that he's doing it. No, interesting. First time ever the broadcasting driving double for the Indianapolis 500 and Coca-Cola 600. On May the 26th.
My story, oddly enough, is also about somebody pulling double duty. Doug Gottlieb is the new head coach at Wisconsin-Milwaukee.
Yes.
But he's still going to keep doing his radio show. Okay. First of all, I would be remiss if I didn't point out that Doug Gottlieb has never been a college coach at any level. That makes this interesting in the first degree for me.
Mm-hmm.
Then you add in the fact that he's going to continue doing an ESPN or he's with Fox now, a Fox national show. In addition to that, I want to hear your take on that, and then I'm going to give mine.
Well, it's definitely a lot. I don't know that I'd be all right with that if he were my coach. I don't think I'd be cool with you keeping the day job in that sense. It's kind of like the throwback to the old days where the coach was also had a tire shop or something. Like,
yeah,
like I want you here. I want you focused on what we're doing. That's fine. Do I get to pay you half a salary, or is he just making part-time money? I bet you he's not.
Oh no, I guarantee he's not. Because I have a completely different take than you. Yeah. I wouldn't have hired him unless he was keeping the show. That's the allure.
Oh, you think this is going to get recruits?
Can it hurt?
No.
There's no chance that this doesn't help recruiting in some shape, form, or fashion.
Absolutely.
And he even said that. He even said when he announced this, I'm trying to find the quote, we're going to be in the portal with NIL, and that's a huge part of it, but there is still, this is the way it used to be, and it would be really cool. So basically what he's saying is that I know I have to be in the portal. I know that I have to be the face of this program because Wisconsin-Milwaukee is, it's a fine program. It's not necessarily one that you jump up and down about, not since the Bo Ryan days, really.
Mm-hmm.
But you give a high school kid that's on that periphery. He's not going to the Power 5 route. I'm not saying he's going to start pulling recruits the same way Deion Sanders did or anything like that. But tell me there's not an allure to, hey, your coach is on national radio every day, and there's a great chance that you're going to get talked about. A lot. Now, where this would get interesting for me is if anybody ever talked about Wisconsin-Milwaukee basketball, which they most likely won't. And he had to be impartial as a broadcaster for that. But that's never going to happen.
No.
I think he'll be a fine coach. I've heard a lot of knocks on this. Patrick Holt in our YouTube comment said it's comical and an embarrassment to Green Bay. I don't really understand why. Why would this be an embarrassment to – I mean, this is one of the best point guards in the history of college basketball.
Is he?
In terms of assists, I think he's like 7th all time.
Okay. I mean, I know he had a long career, and we all know the stories of the indiscretions while he was at school. What was that, Oklahoma State?
Yes.
And then he had to transfer to Notre Dame?
Yes. No, the other way around. He started at Notre Dame and had to transfer to Oklahoma State.
Gotcha. After he was stealing credit cards, was it?
Yes.
Credit cards, laptops. Cam Newton was the laptop. Doug Gottlieb was the credit card.
I believe so, yes. I will say this. There's no chance that Wisconsin, Green Bay gets robbed anytime soon.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, I get the plus in this for Green Bay. You could not have gotten a better name, a more recognizable name. It's Wisconsin Green Bay, for God's sake.
Name me the other coach that they could have hired that we would have talked about this hire. Did you even know the job was open?
No,
not
a clue.
Now, M85 in our YouTube comment said he's got $10. He loses the locker room because of the show. There is a risk of that. There is a risk that you're having to give your opinions on things every single day on radio. You know your players are going to listen to it because you're their coach. The only thing I would be remiss to point out is you're not getting the 5-star blue chip recruits. He even said that, is that I'm trying to catch the kids from Minnesota, from Wisconsin, from this area that want to stay close to home. That's my recruiting base. So I'm not as worried about him losing the locker room.
I would be concerned about it from, how are we going to have a cohesive unit, right? How is the attention going to be on the program while you're also doing a national radio show? From an admin standpoint, I would be taken aback by a little, but the benefit of having a name that you can associate with a small program, I think is maybe it outweighs itself.
Well,
right?
I mean, my first thought was, and Tank, you can actually attest to this because you were one of my sounding boards when this happened. And now this is on a much smaller scale. I was offered a high school basketball job last year. You remember that?
Yes, I remember.
And I just waxed over this for weeks, and thankfully they gave me a lot of latitude of that I could make my mind up. I finally came to the realization of my schedule is too busy for me to give full effort to that. That's with a regional radio show with a high school job.
Yes. Now, Gottlieb, he does have benefits that we don't.
Correct.
Right?
That was the next thing I was going to say.
He's got staff behind him. He's got a crew. He's got a gang of producers that all put the show together. You know, not trying to denigrate him at all. He is good at what he does. He's got an audience. He's got a hell of a show at times. Sometimes it's a little, but it's also he's got people to do a lot of groundwork for him. So you can spend that extra time. You can come in and kind of be a four in the door kind of guy.
Yes.
If you don't know what that means,
I think he'll be
radio,
fine in that realm.
In the radio world, four in the door means you come in, you do your shift, and you're out. There's no extra time. There's no production work or whatever. You just come in, you do your air shift, you get it all done, and at 9:05, you're out the door.
I mean, I guarantee you Doug Gottlieb doesn't even know how to put his show on YouTube or anything like that. He's got people that do that.
Right. So, a little bit different from us, where it's just us and mainly just you when it comes to all of the YouTube stuff and the video editing that has to be done. Less time. Maybe he does have more time in the schedule than we do, but it would still be concerning to me. But there is, by no means do I think this is this an embarrassment for Green Bay, as was asserted in the YouTube comments.
I won't be shocked if you see more schools do this. You hire a name because you need a yard barker. It's not necessarily X's and O's.
Yeah.
Look, the college basketball game's getting more simplistic, whether you like it or not, because you don't have a team together long enough to be implementing. I ran into this in AAU. You don't have long enough to get these kids all together because you got them for a year. And you play a lot more games in that schedule than you do in college basketball.
Right.
And you have no restrictions on how much you can practice, how often they can be in the building. I don't think it's that untoward. I really don't.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to become a trend. I can't foresee like a guy like Dan Orlovsky coaching, the Bristol high school football team.
Oh, I could
still doing all his stuff at ESPN or something to that effect.
Oh, I can easily see that happening.
Can you? Okay.
Oh, no doubt. I could easily see a path that you start seeing guys take high school jobs. But I've always thought that was a possibility.
Well, I mean, the high schools are going to be they're already playing the same game. The NIL stuff is happening at the high school level as well.
No doubt.
Don't think that it's not. They're preparing the high schoolers for the market that they're going to see at the next level. So it may become more advantageous for you just to hire a name to get somebody. No one will be calling me, obviously. But will a Flostradamus lift you to a state title? You never know. You never know.
Oh, I have an interest in it. And at some point I will do it. It's just now is not the right time. I would have loved to have taken the job that I was offered. And Tank can tell you, I tried my damnedest to find a way that it would logistically make sense.
Yes.
The problem is that I would have had to have leaned way too much on my assistants, and that's not fair.
I have zero interest ever. I've ever had zero interest in coaching.
Really?
Some people are cut out for that. I haven't. Like even the kids teams. Like I would step in. I'll be a first base coach. I'll do third base and send you home when necessary and stuff like that. But as far as bringing a team together, I don't know. I'm just not interested in it.
It's funny you said that because when I was younger, I had no interest in doing something like this, giving opinions. I wanted to work for a team. That was always that was my dream growing up. Then I got into the scouting thing, and I really liked scouting because that's what I wanted to do. And then you brought me into this, and I went, I like this a lot. This is way more up my alley because I can give opinions, and it's a lot more fun. You get yelled at way less.
Mm-hmm. I like talking sports. I like talking about, I say it all the time. I'm not the X's and O's guy, right? I couldn't draw you up a playbook. I mean, not one that I didn't copy from memory from Madden or something like that.
I could do that in 3 sports.
Oh, absolutely. And I know you could. I like talking about it. I like giving my opinion on things. And also being a coach and having that platform, as we hinted to a moment ago, it could create some massive problems. Doug Gottlieb says some off-the-wall stuff on his show sometimes, just to be controversial, right? Just to get the headlines a-popping. I could see where that could cause a problem in a locker room. Whole bunch of 18-year-old kids, 19, 20-year-old kids. I don't know. It's worth the risk, though. You got nothing to lose if you're UW Green Bay. I could not see a major program ever doing this. There will not be a time where a Georgia Tech will have...
I don't know that I would have gone Georgia Tech.
Why?
Georgia Tech has the money. They don't spend it. So that's actually... I could see Georgia Tech doing something. But see, I look at Doug Gottlieb a lot the same way I look at Deion Sanders. Do I think Deion Sanders is one of the 130 best X's and O coaches in the country? Good God, no. But he's a name, and he's a name people know. He's going to recruit, and he's going to lift the profile of your program. Doug Gottlieb's going to do that with Wisconsin. He already has. With Green Bay. It's never been mentioned on the show before, ever.
Mm-hmm.
He's the only reason it got mentioned this time, and that's going to happen a lot.
You are in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. You have no worries. I'm not going to be leaving this job or even leaving the job part-time to go coach your high school team or anywhere else. No worries about that. We can't speak for Jeremy. He's thinking about it.
Oh, it's not that it got offered. I was interested. It may never get offered again.
Yeah, we got the schedule release coming tonight in the NFL. All of the I think we've already decided that tomorrow we're going to do all of the NFC teams recaps, looking in depth on all of the schedules, picking every game, all those things. We'll do the AFC teams on Friday. Tonight we'll find out who's got the toughest schedule as far as when the dates fall in. We already know the Dallas Cowboys and the Cleveland Browns are going to be Tom Brady's first game in the booth, Sunday, September the 8th, on Fox Sports. Jets and the 49ers, the first Monday night football game. The opener of the season is going to be Baltimore and Kansas City on Thursday night. We've got Friday night football that week with the Brazil game with the Eagles and the Packers. And some other details coming out. Let's see. Here's one. Bills and the Miami Dolphins. I guess this is the first Thursday night game after the kickoff, September 12th, 8:15.
That doesn't do much for me. But you know what does do something for me?
What's that?
We have another game on our tour to announce.
That we do.
Am I announcing this one?
Yes, you announced it. I forgot what dates you told me.
Okay. This one's October 26th. And this game may sound a little strange when we say it, but then we're going to explain to you the shtick. Wallace Wade Stadium at Duke University. SMU at Duke. And yes, I do understand that, but those aren't name schools. Why would you want to go there? I'll tell you why. Because I have already done my summer scouting for quarterbacks. My top 10 quarterbacks. We will see 7 of the 10 in person. And today, we're going to announce all of the iterations of that we can. There are a couple we have to keep close to the vest. But we've already.
So these are the quarterback games.
Yes. So Preston Stone from SMU is a kid that I'm way higher on than the average. I have him in the top 5 going into next year. Mm-hmm. So we have put this game on the docket because we want to get to Duke. I want to see how Duke looks in the post Mike Elko years, and I want to see Preston Stone up close and personal.
All right, new member to the ACC, SMU, making the trip to Wallace Wade Stadium, and we will be there in Durham, October the 26th, on the Living the Dream Tour. Thanks to Ingles Supermarkets, low prices. Love the savings.
There's also a former Duke quarterback who is now playing elsewhere, and we're going to get a chance to see him because he's also in my top 10, and we'll announce that game in the next hour.
Stay with us here on ESPN Asheville.
Tuesday, July 30th.
Clear.
Thank you.
Events presents Chevelle. Get your tickets now online at theorangepeel.net.
Dude, Chevelle's coming.
I've actually seen Chevelle like 6 times. I would probably go to the show.
6 times?
Yeah. I liked Chevelle.
North Carolina
I still like
Education Nominee
Chevelle.
Winners Club Espresso is strong.
Pace yourself. New winners tend to overdo it on the coffee.
$10.
My name's Steve. What's your name?
If it's any more than $10, I'm not going.
I'd go to 100.
This month's
Total.
tickets pack $135 million in total prizes. The Winners Club awaits. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 3.41 to 4.25. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
My price was for 2-2.
Something
Well,
comes.
I guess you won't be coming with us.
Evolutionary.
Dr. Mitchell Shinecup, former orthopedic surgeon, now national medical director at QC Kinetics.
I believe this is one of those things.
Dr. Shinecup has taught
How about I give you $5 and you let me stand at the door?
and written about for nearly 2 decades.
The old ways of dealing with joint pain, such as steroids and surgery, are no longer the best ways.
If you have pain from arthritis or injury, you owe it to yourself to learn more about this exciting option, using your own body's natural power to get lasting relief. And there's no better place to learn than QC Kinetics.
There is no one in this country today with more clinics, more satisfied patients, more advanced protocols, or more experience in using this exciting option to...
A buddy of mine sent me a text message yesterday that he was a big Lincoln Park fan. He said, "Hey, man, did you hear that they're thinking about hiring some girl to fill in or to replace Chester in Lincoln Park?" And I went, "They still make music?"
He has free premium networks for every.
Is Mike Shinoda out here doing stuff and I don't know it?
Catch killer
Lincoln
cases
Park
and more
is a group
spine-tingling
that
shows
I
on
did
A&E
not
Crime
have a
Central.
lot of love
Crave
for.
adventure?
And
Explore
I
Asian
still don't.
action movies on Hayya. Searching for something extreme?
Oh, I love the first album. And then not so much.
And find crowd-pleasing bops on iHeartRadio's Hit Nation
yeah, I
playlist.
didn't.
There's new free
I
shows
didn't
and
love any
movies
of
to
it.
love
I thought
every
it was
week.
annoying.
Say free this
I thought it
week
was
in your
whiny.
Xfinity voice remote.
Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics have teamed up under new ownership by an Asheville native to better serve our community with the finest custom apparel and unique branded items at the best price. Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics can customize whatever you, your team, business, or local group may need through high-quality screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving right here in Asheville. Free personal delivery.
All right, we'll have a minute spot after the ID and then the cue to call.
And mountaingraphicsavl.com, your one-stop custom apparel shops.
At Ingalls, we're proud to work with hundreds of local farms and businesses in the communities we call home. Not only does it ensure that you get top-quality, fresh items for your family table, it's a way for us to support the amazing individuals who pour their heart and soul into delivering the very best they can do. Quality, freshness, community, it's all in the bag. Ingalls. Low prices, love the savings.
This is your
Bengals Chiefs in week 2.
ESPN Asheville.
Scattered showers, thunderstorms as we roll into our
That one
Wednesday
came out
afternoon
yesterday.
and evening commute. Most of us.
Oh, did it?
Rainfall. Certainly there's going to be dry pockets in between. Low
So the Chiefs start with the Ravens and the Bengals. Awesome.
off late. And some fog will settle in by morning, upper 50s. Thursday, some fog in the morning, otherwise clearing out and mostly sunny, beautiful afternoon. No rain Thursday, 78. Friday, showers and thunderstorms return, especially in the afternoon. High 78 from the Weather Channel. I'm Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Mattress Firm's Memorial Day sale is here. Save up to $500 on select adjustable bed sets like the all-new Temper Adapt collection with advanced pressure relief to help reduce aches and pains. Plus, get a $300 instant gift for pillows and more. Hurry into Mattress Firm today.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3%
Got another
of
commercial
Eliquis
here, right?
patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor.
I got 30 seconds left.
Okay. Cause serious and
then the Cue to call.
Heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Just enter the nationwide keyword on our website, money. That's money. Enter it now.
Log on now to ESPNAVL.com.
The Sportsocracy.
It fires me up, man. I love it. Say it one more time.
The Sportsocracy.
Shake it back!
Beer City's best sports talk.
It is gross.
Just earlier.
They are mature, actually. You just have to get to know them better.
Your lunchtime dose of dumbassery. Live from the Ingalls studio.
We are back in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. The Sportsocracy is heard everywhere on the iHeart Radio app. We are seen everywhere on YouTube. Go to thesportsocracy.com, click the live video link. Subscribe to the channel. That way you can join us in the chat, get your thoughts in on the program. You got questions. We're always open to, topic ideas and discussions. We're very open to all of that. And you can follow along with our release of the Living the Dream Tour. Thanks to Ingalls Supermarkets, we're going to be on the road this football season. And, we've got the schedule popped up there on the YouTube stream during the breaks. You can check those out. Releasing those a little nugget at a time, just like the NFL does with us for the schedule release, which is tonight, 8 o'clock. We will start finding out where all of the games will be played. Your favorite team schedule will be set in stone. And the latest news on this wonderful schedule release day. Netflix is going to be airing the 2 Christmas Day games this season. First ever live NFL football on Netflix. We don't know who's going to be in the Christmas games, but we do know that they'll be carried on Netflix. I love the fact that all of the streaming services are now figuring out, oh, wait, live programming does work.
Did you see the report on Twitter that it was going to cost like $800 for an NFL fan to have every single game over the course of the year? With all the services that you would have to have. Now, that would be if you...
Oh, my.
With Sunday Ticket, if you had...
Right.
But and I think it was figuring out carrying all the services from now until the end of the season.
Okay. So
I don't
you're
care.
Signing up for Peacock, Netflix, Prime, and the Sunday Ticket. I guess NFL Plus, do they include that? You have to have
I believe that was included
as
yes.
well.
Along with Amazon Prime and all the other stuff. If you told me right now it cost... go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm not spending $800 on the NFL.
If you told me,
however,
that I could spend $1,000 a year on the NFL and get all 22 tape, I would sign. Literally, I would cut the check right now.
Just so you could have it.
All of it.
Okay. That doesn't exist, though, right?
No. I mean, I get all 22 tape, but that's because I'm a member of the media.
Because you're special, you get the all 22 tape.
Well, you could get it too. I've just never told you how.
I'm not real interested in spending $1,000 to see all of the games. They show enough of them on television that I feel like most fans can get by. And all of these services, many of the services anyway, I feel like most people are subscribed to in general. Who doesn't have Prime at this point? Rather than like your grandparents. Feel like everybody does.
I mean, even my parents have a slew of streaming services.
Right. I feel like Prime is a given. Peacock. And what was the other one? Netflix. Netflix, I would imagine, is it's been around forever, so I would imagine that it has the second highest to Prime subscription rate. Would you agree with that? And then I would think Peacock would be in a distant third.
I don't know. I mean, I have them all. For me, it seems like every time I see a new show that I go, ooh, I want to watch that, it's on something I don't have. So Amy and I one night just went through and went, book them all. I don't care. It's like $6.
I also have DC Streams, which helps me see all of the action live on my television, and it's much, much cheaper than $800 a year. Like way, way cheaper than that. If you'd like details, you can contact us, and we'll let you know who to call.
It's the only way to watch the NFL because it's way cheaper. And
yes,
it's not, and you won't be doing crimes because it's not crimes, in spite of the fact people have asked me if it was crimes. It is not. I don't know how. I don't ask questions because I'm not that guy.
It is one deal that is literally too good to be true, but it is. Netflix airing the 2 Christmas Day games this year. I love the fact that the NFL has just said falafel the NBA, and Christmas is ours. In fact, every day of the year is ours. We only allow you to have events when we're not in session.
Well, if you ever want to know just exactly, I mean, I want you to think about what I'm getting ready to say. You have the NBA going through its playoffs. You had Nikola Jokic, who last night, and I watched it, you had Nikola Jokic do just special things last night. And we're a football-centric show, so I'm not even really talking about us. The media on the whole is talking more about schedule leaks of games that happen 5 months from now than they're talking about what Nikola Jokic did last night.
Netflix doesn't need money, right? They print money. They do just fine. And they've realized we have to be in on this NFL thing too.
It's the only television product right now I could get behind. Like if you, all right, so just I'll give you we'll go behind the fourth wall again here. So 4-hour tour, there's going to be a lot of promotion put into this. I bought 0 television. In terms of promoting this, I bought none. Because outside of NFL games, which I cannot afford, there wasn't really a merit. I bought digital, I bought streaming, I bought podcast. I bought a lot of stuff through what we do. I did no TV because the NFL is the only thing I would want. It's the only thing that gets that large of an audience in the same room, and I can't afford it.
Right. The chief content officer of Netflix, I'm not going to butcher that name, but the chief content officer said today with the news that they'll be airing the Christmas Day games that there are no live annual events, sponsors, or otherwise that compare with the audience that the NFL football attracts. They are super excited about being in business with the NFL, as everyone is. You're going to pay top dollar to get into the bed with the NFL. But I don't think there's a single person that's been sorry about it. And the Christmas Day games are just another example of the growth of the sport. I mean, I feel like they could always have done this. They always could have taken over the holiday from the NFL, or excuse me, from the NBA. I don't know if it was just a hesitancy to compete on that day because it was always that's their day, or if it was just we don't want to disrupt the schedule too much because it falls on a different day every year, and this year it's going to be on a Wednesday. Normally, we don't have Wednesday games. That could be an interesting turnaround for some teams as the schedule releases. It comes out tonight.
Oh, no doubt.
What's that week before going to look like for the 4 teams that are going to be playing on Wednesday?
Oh, no doubt. I mean, look, the NFL has figured out, and they do this masterfully. They have figured out a way to massage the schedule where we will give college football just enough to continue allow that to be our filler system. We know we could squish it if we needed to.
Mm-hmm.
Not out, but we could hurt your feelings really badly if we wanted to. But that would hurt us. Everything else, we will pilfer the entire calendar. Over the course of the 4 years we've done this, there used to be a time where we would get into the offseason and go, we have to talk about NBA now because we have to fill spot. Whether we want to or not, we don't have to do that anymore because the NBA has completely lost control of its own calendar, which is why the draft lottery was at 3 o'clock on a Sunday.
Just looking over the YouTube comments here, there are some nuggets dropped in here. Rumors, leaks. Texans Ravens on Christmas Day, says Daniel Vale. Again, these are not confirmed by me. I'm just reading them as they're appearing in the YouTube comments here.
I would be all over Texans Ravens.
Colin Green, breaking news. Saints versus Raiders, the Derek Carr revenge game. That's going to be in Week 17, according to Colin.
I think that's a really good placement for that because I don't see any way that either of those two teams is not at least competitive for a playoff spot. And it would be – I mean, I would probably have gone a week before that, but it would be high drama to have Derek Carr, quarterback of the Saints, the Raiders with the ability – to put him out of the playoffs or him with the ability to put them out of the playoffs.
Yes. I would think it would be more of their ability to put him away, but I don't know. They're both teams that I think are right on the outside looking in of the playoff runs. So, yeah, it could be a pivotal game for the 2024 schedule.
Oh, it's also a Dennis Allen revenge game. I forgot about that. Dennis Allen was the head coach of the Raiders.
That is true. That is very true. Another guy who has been linked to both of those programs at one point found himself in the news again. John Gruden, former head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. Then there was that rumor, remember, in the offseason that he was going to be the offensive coordinator, I think it was, for the Saints. Or at least he was going to be like an offensive specialist or something. He's back in the news because they have denied his lawsuit. A court has stepped in and said he cannot sue the NFL because he is subject to arbitration. I think that was the argument.
Yes.
So he's going to be taking his argument to the Supreme Court now that he should be able to sue the NFL over the blackballing and the release of his racist-y offensive emails.
Well, I would love to hear the legalese from his lawyer of what you're going to argue here. Are you arguing that you said it? Are you arguing that it should have been enough to fire you? Because if you're arguing either one of those things, you're a little bit out of your mind. Now, should there have been other people gotten with you? Sure. But that's not actually suable. Because that didn't change anything for you. They would have been just as blackballed as you were, so it didn't cost you future income.
Yeah, they will continue to fight this in court. And John Gruden will continue to just hang on the periphery here. Still, despite the conflict here with the league, the things that were said about Roger Goodell and some of those emails, that obviously didn't go over too well.
Nope.
With the commissioner. The rumors that he's hanging around for coaching jobs, this will continue to be the thing. This is the next Brian Billick and Bill Cowher, those same names that keep coming up all the time. I think we'll get another year removed from all of this, and John Gruden's name will continue to come up in those discussions. But he's also somebody that players like to lean on because he's a smart football mind. We like to learn from him. He met with a certain quarterback and some of his new teammates. We'll tell you about that coming up next here on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. No matter how much trouble you're in with the league or how much your name might be stained, is it still worth it to have your name mentioned alongside that blackballed person to gain a little advantage? Like I said, we'll talk about it up next.
Asheville runners, it's almost time to hit the pavement like never before at the...
And we're clear.
And 10K. All the action takes place Sunday, June 9th, and starts in downtown Asheville and ends up in the River Arts District. It's a PR-worthy course. With
Man, I'm ready for the new computer.
Part of the proceeds benefit the Open Hearts Arts Center. Sign up now to guarantee a race shirt, and all finishers get a custom medal. For more information and to get signed up, go to idaph.net, idaph.net. Proudly sponsored by iHeartMedia, Asheville.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
I'll trust water bottles and a flashlight to save the day, but I'll be proved wrong.
With a tornado approaching, I'll realize that I lack a wheelchair-accessible shelter.
When the floodwaters rise, I'll be up in the attic with 20 cans of beans. It's a recipe for disaster.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be a sign that your digestive system isn't working at its best? Taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil fiber powders help promote your daily digestive health using a plant-based fiber called psyllium. The gelling action of this special fiber traps and removes waste so you can feel lighter and more energetic. Metamucil, promoting digestive health for a better you. Learn more at metamucil.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. Download our free app on Google Play or the App Store. Type in Asheville Home Search. You'll be able to connect with our team and see all the available homes for sale in our area. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
At Ingalls, we're proud to work with hundreds of local farms and businesses in the communities we call home. Not only does it ensure that you get top quality, fresh items for your family table, it's a way for us to support the amazing individuals who pour their heart and soul into delivering the very best they can do. Quality, freshness, community, it's all in the bag. Ingalls, low prices, love the savings.
The Sportsocracy.
We treat star athletes better because they're better people.
That's not fair.
Life isn't fair, kiddo. Get used to it.
It is ESPN Asheville, and a happy schedule release day to you all. The NFL putting out the schedule tonight. We'll know where everybody's playing and when, and we'll be able to fill in some more dates on our Living the Dream Tour schedule. Dropping those little nuggets as well throughout this week. Our full release of the schedule will be coming on Friday of this week, along with our continued breakdowns of all of the schedules and our predictions for 2024.
And then I disappear into the darkness for like 11 days, which I'm super excited about.
Yeah, and just so you know, next week here in the Sportsocracy, we will have just 2 shows next week because of Braves baseball and the holiday weekend. We will be here Tuesday and Wednesday. I will be here Tuesday and Wednesday. Jeremy's on vacation, and we will have Chris Womack from News 13, the sports director there at News 13, sitting in with us again, cutting it up for those 2 days of the schedule, and then we'll all reconvene on the Tuesday after Memorial Day.
Poor Tank is going to be like the lone survivor at iHeartRadio Asheville for about a week. I just found out this morning when I talked to your other co-host, Mark Starling, that he's going to be gone as well.
Mm-hmm.
So Tank will be doing 2 shows a day where he talks to nobody that's actually in the room with him, which is that is the commitment that we love out of you, Tanker.
I'm just like, Gollum sitting here in my cave.
Give us the processes.
I don't ever get to go anywhere fun. But actually, that's not true. I do get to go fun places now, thanks to Ingles. Supermarkets, low prices. Love the savings. Another game will be announced at the end of this hour.
You're also taking a vacation.
Living the Dream Tour.
You're also taking a vacation later this year. You're going to leave me to my own devices with a still yet to be named co-host, and that we will hope doesn't end the dream, because you not there to rein me in could be dangerous.
It could be. Don't you worry. I will get my time off as well. Mark and I were actually talking about that this morning, is that he's planning another trip later in the summer. It's like, oh, let's coincide. I mean, not go together. Obviously, that'd be weird.
That would be weird. I just see you in footy pajamas at his parents' house.
Do people do that? I mean, I guess they do. Go on vacation with people that they work with. I've heard of that before.
I mean, we have some people that we've gone on vacations with other couples. Mm-hmm. I'm really picky about that because, look, you can assume what a Jeremy vacation looks like, which is I'm going to sleep till 10 every day. I'm going to enjoy the nightlife at night time. And so if you have children or things like that, probably not going to be the greatest travel partner.
Right. We won't fit in with your schedule. I get it. Anyhow, I will be taking a vacation at some point this summer, hopefully getting some salt therapy before we go on the big tour this fall, and football season kicks in full gear, because August comes faster than you think. We feel like it's just forever. No football. I've been seeing the meme going around on social media of, man, I could really go for one of those crappy Thursday night football games right now. It always comes faster than you expect.
This is the first off season.
Holidays. Go ahead.
This is the first off season where I'm not going to lie to you. I could not go for one of those crappy Thursday night games. I'm thoroughly enjoying doing this show from my house. Even though it does look like the end of days are coming outside. So I hope this is not our last show, because we all could be meeting our maker here pretty soon. I have one window that shows me there's one window in the office of Mullet Manor. And really the only thing I can see out of it while we're doing this is one patch of sky. And it's so dark that I can't tell where the sighting stops and the sky starts.
Wow. Okay. All right, so probably some stormy activity if you're driving around the Asheville area at the moment. It doesn't look too bad outside my window here at Radio Ranch, but it could be heading this way. So just be safe if you're out there on the roadways. Before the break, I was talking about John Gruden. John Gruden is still a brilliant football mind. And is it worth it to attach yourself to John Gruden to get a little extra film study in? Kirk Cousins believes so. He took some of his new Atlanta Falcons teammates down to Tampa to go meet with Chucky and do a little film study. I mean, we've all seen how smart John Gruden is with tape. I used to always love the quarterback camp things that he did when he was with ESPN. This is another great example of how I think Kirk Cousins could help turn things around in Atlanta. What did you think of him going to seek counsel with Gruden along with his new teammates?
Well, I mean, I've got no problem with it. Gruden's been a successful offensive mind in this league for a long time. You don't have to like him to respect what he knows. I mean, the difference between him and Bill Belichick is, I would say, pretty vast based on those emails, but that doesn't change the fact that the guy's really bright.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at the Falcons, what they put on the field defensively last year, it's hard for me to believe that that's going to get drastically worse. But the offense was awful at times. So having a cognitive offense is really important for them.
Yes, and I think that's something that is going to come with Zach Robinson coming over from L.A. I love the fit with Kirk Cousins in that offense.
I do too. I mean, and look, I think he's going to be a head coach in this league one day.
And he doesn't have a bad group of weapons. I mean, I know we made and we will continue to make a big deal out of the number 8 pick because that was just idiocy. But he does have some good weapons after they brought in Darnell Mooney. And you add him to Drake London and Kyle Pitts. Zach Robinson is not going to forget that Bijan Robinson is on this team. They still have Tyler Algier as the second back. They've got offensive weapons. It's not like they're talentless. But were they a quarterback away? And will this cause a problem? Because for the first time, we're hearing from Kirk Cousins publicly about this pick. He's now just getting into the podcast circuit, right? He's showing up for camps and having to answer the questions in front of the media rather than just releasing statements through his agent, which, remember, the statement was that this is disappointing, that they've gone and taken a quarterback. And he was on the Bussin' with the Boys podcast with Taylor Lewan and Will Compton, and they asked him about it, and he said it's, one of those things that it just reminds you of how some things you're in control of when you're in this league and other things you're not in control of. He said when he first heard it, his initial response was, quote, "Oh my goodness," which that's total Kirk Cousins right there. I have no doubts that was the quote that he had. Jeremy and I, laughed and tried not to say too many obscenities on the YouTube stream on Radio Row. Kirk Cousins, I do feel like, oh my goodness, it would definitely be the words that came out of his mouth. That's one I would rather seen the Falcons be on Hard Knocks.
Oh, no doubt.
Than the New York Giants.
But they've got a new head coach, so they had the opportunity to say no.
Very true. The Pittsburgh Steelers, that would have been another good one. They'd never allow it. They'd never even consider it. But
that would have been a good one too, just to see how long it takes before you get the slap fight between Justin Fields and Russell Wilson.
No doubt. I want to see those two just at each other's throats. And if they're not at each other's throats, you know that the tension, you just be able to cut it with a knife when they're in the room together. I think Kirk Cousins is going to be a great move for Atlanta. And I don't think that the screw-up of the draft should sway us against that.
They're my
favorite. They're my favorite in the NFC South.
They're my favorite in the NFC South. New Orleans is 2, Tampa's 3, Carolina's 4.
Mm-hmm. You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. Take a break. When we come back, it'll be time to get weird.
This is your Exergen
And we're clear.
forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Scattered showers, thunderstorms as we roll into our Wednesday afternoon and evening commute. Most of us will see at least some rainfall. Certainly there's going to be dry pockets in between. Low 70s, you get rain, you'll drop into the 60s. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms will taper off late. And some fog will settle in by morning, upper 50s. Thursday, some fog in the morning, otherwise clearing out and mostly sunny, beautiful afternoon. No rain Thursday, 78. Friday, showers and thunderstorms return, especially in the afternoon. High 78 from the Weather Channel. I'm Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Discover. As humans, we like having options. One option you might like is speaking with a real person when you call about your credit card. With 24/7 live U.S.-based customer service from Discover,
Yikes.
Person anytime, day or night. Limitations apply. See terms at discover.com/credit card.
This is the absolute worst time of the year to be...
I don't like Jacksonville's going 0-4.
Or stuff you love to do. Hiking, jogging, biking, playing on the beach. Listen, don't go through the summer missing out on life. Call QC Kinetics now and find out how they can use biologics from your own body to give new life to your achy joints, knees, hips, back, and shoulder. QCS regenerative medicine protocols can restore and repair that damaged tissue with no surgery, no steroids, no drugs, no downtime. This is the future of medicine. Tens of thousands of QC Kinetics patients around the country are living their best life this year because they made the call. QC medical professionals are under the direction of Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, who was an orthopedic surgeon who became a true pioneer in regenerative medicine. He knew there had to be a better way. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation. Revolutionary treatments for joint pain are here. Call 828-333-9517 in Asheville and Greenville. That's 828-333-9517 in Asheville and Greenville.
This election year, there are so many issues that divide us.
Which candidate will wind up with the task of trying to unite us?
Join us as the future unfolds on News Radio 570 WWNC.
Western North Carolina's election station.
Xfinity has free premium networks for everyone this month, no matter what kind of entertainment you love. Addicted to true crime? Catch killer cases and more spine-tingling shows on A&E Crime Central. Crave adventure? Explore Asian action movies on Hi-Ya. Searching for something extreme? Check out skating, snowboarding, and more on Fuel TV Plus, the global home of action sports. And find crowd-pleasing bops on iHeartRadio's Hit Nation playlist. There's new free shows and movies to love every week. Say free this week in your Xfinity voice remote.
We're back.
How long I got here?
Kickoff. Let's look at today's 3 keys to premium pre-gaming. 56. By Monster Brewing. Number 1, beat the heat.
Unleash the beast with bold, familiar flavors, 0 caffeine and 0 sugar.
Number 2, running the option.
There's 4 to choose from: White Haze, Peach Perfect, Scary Berries, and my personal favorite, Mean Green.
And number 3, at 6% ABV, Max Protect.
Always drink responsibly, and you must be 21 or over.
Beast Unleashed. Available at your local retailer.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. And did I mention that Clarissa Sells WNC loves teachers? We love teachers so much, we're giving back 25% of our commission at closing. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
On the weird scale, there's Vegas, there's Florida, and there's Asheville. Let's get weird, Asheville.
It is ESPN Asheville. I'm Tank Spencer, live in the Ingalls studio. Flostradamus, live from Mullet Manor. Time to get weird. And Jeremy, if you won the lottery, would we ever see you again?
No.
Or would you disappear?
Disappear? I don't think I would disappear. I would probably end up on an island, and we would do the show. I would have a sweet beach scene in the background instead.
Heck yeah. Do I get to go with you, or are we taking the whole show?
Oh.
Do that, or do I have to watch you on the beach every day while I'm still here in the cave?
Well, you're in the cave and I'm in my underoos. So, I mean, I think the answer to this has already been made pretty clear. But, I mean, if you want me to just come out and say it, I'll come out and say it.
I don't like the answer. That's mean and evil. And I hope you win the lottery and get sued. Just like the guy that won the $1.35 billion Mega Millions jackpot lottery just this past year. When was that? November?
That sounds about right.
A guy from Lebanon, Maine won the lottery. We don't know who he is because he set up an LLC to collect the lump sum and protect his identity. Now this guy is being sued by his family, who says that he once committed to sharing the wealth, and now he's not. So he got the lump sum, which, by the way, it was $1.35 billion. How much did he get to take home in the lump sum?
$620.
It was roughly $500 million.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's going to starve to death, so I don't really feel that bad.
I mean, that's still a large chunk. That's a lot of taxes. Anyway, so
it's the government. You know they're going to get their cut.
And apparently he was texting with some family members or talking on the phone with them and had let it out that he won and he was going to share. But then he decided not to. And now they're suing him in court to try to get some of his lottery winnings. I don't feel like you have a case here. I get we all want to live by the rule of our word is our bond, but just because I say it doesn't mean I'm legally obligated to it now.
Oh, no doubt.
And I would never do that.
Oh, I'm telling
said
you,
if I win the lottery, and it's like $500 million, if we have a tight relationship, and I will tell you who you are, you will be taken care of. I will take care of my people. But
I have for years said that if I won the lottery, there are people I would take care of. I also would be remiss if I didn't point out that if I won the lottery and, that check's still hanging out there and maybe it hasn't cleared the old bank account yet and you're calling me every day to go, hey, when's that happening? It would take about the second time you did that before I went, yeah, you're out.
Right.
You're out. Nope, not doing it. I need to see a modicum of appreciation for me giving my now generational wealth in very small part to you.
There's got to be a lot of drama in that because one of the does that is suing, because none of them are releasing their names. One of the does that is suing is the guy's father. How do you stiff your dad on $500 million? Just all mine.
Oh, yeah. My parents would be infinitely taken care of.
No doubt.
My parents would have more money than they could ever spend because they're reasonably frugal people anyway.
Absolutely. I don't know what kind of drama has to come into your life for you to be like giving the finger to mom and dad after you won $500 million.
I know people that could do it and it wouldn't hurt their feelings. And knowing some of their parents, I get how you got there.
Mm-hmm.
My story is about game shows. Tank, are you a game show fan? Do you like the game shows?
I do.
What's your favorite one?
Game shows. Oh, boy. I always like the Newlywed Game.
Oh, that's the worst one of all.
I always thought that would be a fun one.
Oh, that's the worst one of all. What is your husband's favorite thing? Something I can't say on television, so now I have to make it up and act like we don't know what I wanted to say. Yeah, that was stupid. I hate that one a lot. Mine is Jeopardy. And the thing I like about Jeopardy is that it really cuts through the dum-dums. Because every once in a while, you get somebody who's probably the smartest person in their friend group that goes on Jeopardy and winds up with negative $1,700. And you look at that person and go, ha, 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 not as smart as you thought you were, are you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, now we're going to have a new Jeopardy. And it's pop culture Jeopardy.
Ooh.
I'm out on the title, period. Because what that tells me is now it's not cutting through how smart are you. It's the people that watch TMZ.com. You're going to be the good ones of this. But that's not why I'm telling this story. How is Jeopardy played?
What do you mean? How's it played? They have the grid, and you have dollar figures for every category.
Yep, that doesn't change.
And you take the dollar fee. You choose the category and the dollar figure, and then you answer the question. You get the money.
Yep, all of those things stay the same.
Okay.
How many people play Jeopardy?
Oh, 3.
Yeah, by themselves. You must stand solely upon your knowledge.
Yes.
This will be 3 teams of 3.
Ooh.
Which I immediately hate.
Yeah.
Topics will
Somebody
range.
in the group will get it.
And that's my problem. Topics
Right.
will range from music, film, television, stage, and sports. Which means, if the prize money on this is good enough, Jeremy can be had for the low price of half. And if they ask me a sports question that I don't know the answer to, I'll be stunned.
Mm-hmm.
Also, am I the only person that watches Jeopardy and I hear the sports questions and they're so unbelievably stupid that I go, is that how smart people feel about the other categories?
Yes.
I don't think it is. I think they dumb down sports. I always have.
Well, they have to because most smart people aren't sports people.
Like
the academics aren't into football. And you can tell when they ask the questions, they have no idea. You might as well have just asked me about, quantum physics.
It's sad that that's the exact category I was going to say. It's
right, I've heard the phrase. I have no idea what it means.
My favorite's when they ask something really stupid like, this guard out of North Carolina took the Chicago Bulls to 6 world championships. And you get some douche with a tweed blazer go, LeBron Johnson. That's my favorite. I love that.
My favorite was I think it was College Week, and they had some young girl on there, and they asked her about the baseball player who broke the color barrier in 1957 with the Brooklyn Dodgers. And she answered, who is Babe Ruth? And you missed that by a whole bunch.
You missed that question 4 different ways.
You picked the whitest guy in history.
What did you think? And I feel like that's where Jeopardy should take a turn. Is whoever hosts it should look at that person and go, okay, no. Nobody gets to answer. You two get to think because this answer was so stupid that I need her to justify it. What did you think the color barrier meant, moron? Like, what did you think that term meant when you answered Babe Ruth?
He was the first one to swing a different color bat. He was the first one to use a black baseball bat.
And you're too stupid to be here. You're out. Bring in the backup. Bring in the backup. Gets to keep her money, but she's too stupid to play with us.
Wow. And it's just it's funny to me to see them just rattle off, 17th century poetry. And then you get to the question of, who's the greatest baseball player of all time? And they go, Wayne Gretzky.
Nope. Missed it by that much. Mario Andretti. Nope. Did I do it? Did I do it good? Why have we never done a trivia show?
I don't know. I feel like we should, though. I love trivia so much.
Well, I mean, you and I play a game quite often that we could turn into a segment on the show. We could do it on the live shows. We wind up with a list, and you have to name as many of them as you can in X number of seconds.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think that could be
new game.
That could be a lot of fun.
It could be. Could be. We'll add it to the list of new things in the Sportsocracy.
The only thing is that if you go on, and I would have to be open and honest about this, especially if I'm the host and not just the you have to beat him guy. If you come on this show and you say something really stupid, I'm going to make fun of you. Like, it's going to happen. And we need more of that in the world.
That's a given.
We need more of that in the world. You don't just get to say stupid things and then walk on about your life like you didn't just bleed that stupidity on the rest of us, because it stuck to us, okay? It's in my head. I can't stop thinking about it.
The NFL schedule release is tonight at 8 o'clock. We've got more leaks coming out as far as the schedule is concerned. Would you like to hear the holiday schedule, Jeremy?
Yes.
All right, Thanksgiving Day games. These are as verified by John Breach of CBS Sports. Thanksgiving games will be as follows. Giants at the Cowboys.
Gross.
But then, Bears at the Lions.
Not gross.
And Dolphins at the Green Bay Packers in Lambeau Field on Thanksgiving. Will the nasty speed still work that late in November in Wisconsin?
How close does a game have to get before I can bet
it? You'll take the Packers plus whatever.
Oh, I'll take the Packers straight up. Have you ever been to Wisconsin in November? It is disgusting. I mean, neither have I. I've never. Okay. I don't do. I'm a house cat. I don't do cold, god awful weather like that. They will beat Miami to death. See, these are the games that I'm talking about. This is where Miami dies on the vine for me, because in the back of my head, I'm now sitting here going, "That's one. That's one game that I see absolutely no possible way that you're going to win."
I wouldn't say no possible way, but
is Jordan Love alive?
It's going to be rough. It's going to be rough.
How many of the existing receivers would they have to be missing for me to look at Miami and go, you're going to do that on the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field? Yeah, I'm going to pass. That's going to be a no for me, dog.
You get one injury in that Green Bay secondary. That's how that happens. God forbid something happens to Jair Alexander or Eric Stokes, and you can get burned by this team. They're that dangerous. The Black Friday game, which I'm guessing will be on Amazon again.
Please, God, anybody but the New York Jets. If this is the Jets, I'm going to do my best and not say obscenities, because that was not fun for me last year.
No, it's your second favorite team, the Las Vegas Raiders, at the Kansas City Chiefs. Black Friday game.
Oh, that's good. Is it in Kansas City?
It is in Kansas City.
I feel like Kansas City's already had 7 games on the schedule, and they're all at home.
Well, we know they're starting out the season against the Ravens on the Thursday night, getting their rings and playing Lamar Jackson. Week 2, they'll be at home against the Bengals, I think. I believe that game was in Kansas City. And that was a 4:25 game, so that wasn't another primetime game. But here's another primetime game on Black Friday. And then they'll have another primetime game on Christmas Day when the Kansas City Chiefs will visit the Pittsburgh Steelers. And then we'll have the Baltimore Ravens at the Houston Texans on Christmas Day.
That's how that card should be built. Because you got a heavyweight fight at the end. And you got what will probably be a dogfight, and it'll be way closer than it should be.
It doesn't have time, so I don't know which one comes first. So
there's no shot that the Ravens-Texans isn't the later of the two.
You think so? I mean, I would imagine that would be a primetime game. However, this is Patrick Mahomes at Pittsburgh.
I actually agree with Stephen Tao here that they missed a great opportunity to have Black Friday in the black hole.
Ooh, yeah.
That would have marketed. I mean, they all market themselves, so even when the NFL misses, you're still fine. But that would have been, God, can you imagine all those, the fat and sassy Raider fans with all their accoutrement?
Mm-hmm.
After Thanksgiving, they just had to deal with their families, and now they just want to yell at somebody? Oh, good Lord.
Yeah, so everybody on Thanksgiving, here are the times we're going to have. So everybody can have a late dinner or I guess an early dinner, eat right in that 4 o'clock range while the Cowboys and the Giants game is on. 12:30 is the kickoff for the Bears and the Lions. Dolphins-Packers will be the 8:20 game at Lambeau Field.
That's not bad.
Freezing cold.
That's not bad.
Well, I mean, if it had been a day game, I'd have felt better.
Oh,
right,
if it was not in Lambeau, I would have felt
maybe. Better. Right. Well, yeah.
You could play in Green Bay at high noon and it'd still be 12.
Mm-hmm.
I'm never going to be a fan of Tua Tagovailoa in cold weather, and I'm never going to be a fan of, hey, we can outrun people. Not on this, you can't.
Well, not only is there that, but they also don't beat good teams.
Oh, well, there's that too.
And the Packers are that, right? Packers are a good team.
Should be, yes.
You may not think they're a championship team. I don't think they're a championship team. But they are a good team. And that's going to be rough for the Packers.
Miami's a team whose schedule is going to mean a lot to me tonight. And you're off to a really bad start.
Yeah, it's not a great start at all. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville. We'll be continue to follow all of the leaks of the NFL schedule. Full schedule release will be tonight at 8 o'clock. Flostradamus says he's going to hop on the YouTube tonight from Mullet Manor.
I am.
To give you some insights into that. Of course, we'll have the full coverage for you tomorrow and Friday here on ESPN Asheville. It looks like the Jacksonville Jaguars may have a tough start to the season. Their first 4 games of the season, according to social media as it stands right now, Week 1 at the Miami Dolphins. Ouch. Week 2 at home against the Cleveland Browns.
Ouch.
Not great. Week 3 on the road at the Buffalo Bills on Monday Night Football.
Yeah, that's less. Ouch.
It is, but still not great. Week 4 at home against the Houston Texans. That could very easily be an 0-4 start.
Well,
and
the only thing, but you got to be careful of where are you getting that from.
Yes, it could be. It's from John Breach from CBS.
Oh,
so,
I mean, he's with CBS, so that at least makes sense.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that he's not just wildly retweeting things here. But
yeah, because last year we had that. What was it? NFL schedule leaks, and they literally got 2 right total in.
Yes,
and they did it for a solid week.
Yes, it was.
I really wish the Jets' schedule had looked more like what they said than what it actually wound up being.
So, yeah, we'll continue to follow all of the leaks as they come here throughout the next hour of the program. After the top of the hour break, it will be time for the Daily Draft. And on today's Daily Draft, we'll talk about the roast. Tom Brady says he was upset.
Oh, poor little Tommy is upset that he said nice things.
Well, he's upset that the kids are upset. And
guess you should have said no, Tommy.
And says he would not do a roast again. All right, so I think it was so successful. It had great reviews, and I think there will be plenty more of these coming.
As do I.
So, who do you want to see on the roast? Are we sticking to sports people here? Or is this just a wide net, just anybody in pop culture?
I will say there has to be some affiliation to sports.
Okay, sports-themed roasts.
You can be really liberal with that, though.
Okay, we will.
We got one game to put out before the end of the hour, though.
Oh, well, you better get it in there.
Well, I mean, that's why I was wondering why you were trying to stall there. Like, hey, we got another thing here. October 19th, Atlanta, Georgia. My number 6 quarterback in this class, Riley Leonard, at Georgia Tech. That's in the Mercedes-Benz Dome, which we're going to see a lot.
Yes. Quite a few events at the Benz Dome. including the Aflac kickoff game, Georgia and Clemson. That's the first stop on the Living the Dream tour at the Benz Dome on August the 31st. So we will also be there for Notre Dame and Georgia Tech. And when was that?
That is October the 19th.
October the 19th. All right, taking you on the road with us. Details on that coming up in the future here on ESPN Asheville.
Glory to the chicken wing.
All right, we're clear.
You dropped off Zoom, by the way.
ADL Food Series next event.
Yes, my computer died.
Oh.
At the Mule at Devil's Foot Brewing.
You should plug that up.
Chefs will showcase their yummiest wings. You can wash them down with Devil's beverages, cocktails, and beer. Wing Wonderland has 3 games for kids.
It is, but I kicked the cord and unplugged the brick.
Get tickets and find out more at ShayBrownEvents.com. That's ShayBrownEvents.com.
Summit Dental is accepting new patients. At Summit, they submit insurance on your behalf and provide you with estimates, so you have everything you need to make an informed treatment decision. They also work with Care Credit, and they're happy to help you apply. Care Credit helps you pay for out-of-pocket healthcare expenses. See why Summit Dental has so many 5-star reviews on Google. Book today at AshevilleSummitDental.com. In-house savings programs are also available. Book online at AshevilleSummitDental.com.
Oh, this North Carolina Education Lottery Winners Club espresso is strong.
Pace yourself. New winners tend to overdo it on the coffee. And with new scratch-offs out, well...
Hey guys, I'm a new winner. My name's Steve. What's your name? I really love this coffee. Wow, this place is great. Glad I grabbed a new scratch-off. Okay, nice to meet you. Gonna get a massage. Ooh, I think I need to relax.
Told you.
This month's tickets pack $135 million in total prizes. The Winners Club awaits. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 3.41 to 4.25. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, a Pfizer vaccine.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just...
You've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines. Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection.
All right, you got me.
Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia.
This report is sponsored by eBay Motors. eBay Motors is here for the ride with the parts you need at the prices you want. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they're guaranteed to fit your ride the first time, every time, or your money back. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK,
Do we have another minute of commercials here?
W225CJ Fairview,
Yes.
10-4.
And iHeart radio station.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call.
Cue to call.
Eliquis.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Green. That's green. Enter it now.
Log on now to ESPNAVL.com. And good luck from your friends at ESPN Asheville.
The Sportsocracy.
Fires me up, man. I love it. Say it one more time.
The Sportsocracy.
Shake it back!
Beer City's best sports talk.
It is gross.
Just earlier.
They are mature, actually. You just have to get to know them better.
Your lunchtime dose of dumbassery. Live from the Ingalls studio.
It is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. The Sportsocracy's heard everywhere you go on the iHeart Radio app. You can listen to us live or on demand with the app. And you can see us live or on demand on the YouTube. Just go to thesportsocracy.com, click the live video link, subscribe to the channel, and that way you can join us in the chat and you get the alerts whenever we do go live. Flostradamus is going to go live from Mullet Manor tonight to talk about the NFL schedule release. 8 o'clock is when all of that gets released, but we're following the little leaks out. If we give out bad leaks, we apologize. It is not our intention to do so, but we are as excited as you are about all of the about the schedule release, and so you get the information. I want to get it out there.
Public leaks is a dangerous thing. You have to be careful with public leaks.
Yes. Don't leak in public. Just that's crimes, and we don't do crimes here in the Sportsocracy.
Although we do eat peanut butter cookies on the stream and get just completely caught off guard when the intro starts. That happens sometimes.
Hope you got some milk there. Wash it down with.
Monster, but same premise.
Well, there you go. Monster and cookies, I guess that works too. You leave those out for Kyle Claus. That's Santa's grandson.
No doubt.
Tom Brady went on a podcast, and he was at the Pivot podcast with Ryan Clark, Fred Taylor, and Channing Crowder. And on it, they asked him at the end of his interview, he was talking about the upcoming season and the new gig with Fox and all of that. Well, the last few minutes, they said, did you learn anything from doing the roast on Netflix? And he feels like he's walked away with the mantra of being a better parent. He said he really enjoyed the roast. He has fun laughing at himself. He loved that part of being in the locker room and everybody ripping on everybody in the locker room. So he wanted to do it in a public forum. He said, but at the time, I guess I wasn't thinking about everybody, and he was really, put off by the impact that the roast had on his kids, because here they are having to listen to, sex jokes about their mom and sex jokes about their dad and, other things as well. Jokes about Tom choosing football over his kids. So he says in the future he'll just think about that, and he would never do a roast again. Well, we don't need you to, Tom. We got all the jokes out of the way. I mean, except for the Robert Kraft ones, because those are the ones that you didn't want us to talk about. And we're okay with it. Jeffrey Ross tried to slip one in there, and Tom took care of business. But it got me to thinking, who would you like to see on one of these roasts? Jeremy says the only way he was going to do this daily draft is if I gave him the first pick. So go ahead, Jeremy. Hit us with your must-roast number one pick is who?
Well, there's only one person that's ever been at the top of their sport for an extended period of time that I know definitively has been hit with their own 9-iron and canoodled with a Perkins waitress. It is one Eldrick Tiger Woods.
That's a good one.
I would literally, and I don't offer this lightly because I was never a writer. Mm-hmm. I will volunteer to write Phil Mickelson's bit. I'll do it. And it will be the most vulgar thing you've ever heard, and it will be the funniest 5 minutes of Phil Mickelson's life.
Yes. I like it. Tiger Woods. That's a great choice. I don't think he'd ever do it.
Oh, no. Because you want to talk about somebody who would walk away and their kids would be really upset by what was said? That's the one.
Yes.
Yeah, see, Tom, you didn't actually do the infidelity here. Tiger did.
And the jokes would be hilarious. The Waffle House bits would be endless. Okay, Tiger Woods at number one.
I'd have a patty melt joke that I can't tell on this show, but you can write it. You can do it. It's fine.
I'm also going to go to a GOAT. Mine would be Michael. I feel like a Michael Jordan roast would be phenomenal.
So Michael was the one I originally, when I first said that was who I was talking about. And then I started to think about it, and it would be more fun with Scotty. That was where I got to that, is I can't pick him one because I would rather roast Scotty because it would be way more fun.
No, I would rather have Scotty do a bit at the Michael roast.
Oh, I mean, you could get Scotty in the Michael roast. That's just as a comedian, and that's how I was thinking about this. I would go to the Michael roast. I would make like a joke about his infidelities and his gambling, and then I would just lock in on Scotty and go, this is not going to be a fun 4 minutes for you.
You're just turning it all on him.
Because you used to hold his son, and now his son holds your ex-wife. Yeah. And this is going to be bad for you. Also, Andre Spinkney's got the other thing I thought about with Michael. He would take everything personally, and everything would be off the table.
No doubt. He would be another one that would not be, a willing participant. And I think we owe Tom Brady that much. Like, even if you hate him, you have to give him his credit for agreeing to do this and to sit through all of that and to be a good sport about it. Because it would get hard to do that. I mean, I laugh when you make jokes about me, right? Incessantly for 3 hours, sitting through how many comedians doing all of that? Teammates doing all of that? Guys that I trusted making jokes about my wife having, relations with somebody that's not me.
Yeah, but see, she didn't do that. That's why that's not fun. You sit through 3 hours of a comedian roasting you every day, which is why you are the real MVP.
I feel like it'd be real tough. But a Michael one could be a lot of fun.
And then
I'm going John Gruden. Because you talk about the things that we know with the emails and the things that have been rumored over the years about Gruden and his antics in the locker room and such. That could be fun. That could be a lot of fun.
Well, it could be, except for the fact that you couldn't really tell any of the jokes. I mean, you could only make so many jokes at John Gruden about the one thing we really know before that would start to get uncomfortable.
Oh, that's the whole point.
Oh, I mean, no doubt. I get it. You bypassed my 2 and my 3 because I had Michael at 4.
And I think Dave Chappelle is the host of the Gruden roast.
That's a good choice. That is a good choice. You bypassed my 2 and my 3.
Okay.
Because I feel like I had to tie this back to football at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Rodgers is pretty high on this.
That is a good one.
I mean, because just think about all of the. First of all, you could have 5 different wings of an Aaron Rodgers roast. The fact he only won 1 Super Bowl. All of the weird relationships he's had, including the blue-haired girl whose name was like Moonbeam or something like that.
Mm.
All of the conspiracy theorists or conspiracy theories, the ayahuasca, the teammates that haven't liked him, leaving the Packers. I could go on. The Achilles injury with the Jets. I could go on and on and on and on. And I actually think Aaron would be cool about it. Maybe I'm biased there because he's my quarterback.
No, he would be.
I think he would sit there and just completely take it.
He would take all of the ayahuasca jokes, the COVID jokes, the ivermectin horse tranquilizer jokes. Like, it's all on the table with him.
Who's the roast master there?
One of the best sports. Ooh.
I have 3 in my head.
Of Aaron Rodgers. It's Pat. It's Pat McAfee.
Pat was one of the 3.
Mm-hmm. I would say it's got to be him or Favre.
No, Favre would be there. Favre would certainly be there. And I would have a lot of fun with Brett Favre, too.
Mm-hmm.
The other 2 I thought about.
You think some of those jokes that Drew Bledsoe's direction got uncomfortable? Imagine the jokes that would go Brett Favre's direction.
Oh, no doubt. The shrinky dink. Oh, let's go. That's my first joke. I don't even have to think about it.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to talk about the welfare scam. I mean, I'll get there. Don't worry. But you and Jen Serger, that's A1 material right there. The other 2 I thought about were RFK Jr. and Alex Jones.
Oh, as the
roast master.
I was like, as the roast master.
I mean, can you imagine? You don't announce who the roast master is, and the curtain comes up, and then you get QAnon. Nobody's ever done more for him than Aaron Rodgers has, and I'm here to tell you why. Let's go. I mean, you'd have to really rein him in because he's out of his damn mind.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do they even have a relationship?
Oh, I'm sure they don't. They get linked together a lot, though.
Yeah, we're not giving Alex Jones a platform.
Yeah, that's why I said him 3rd. And to be honest with you, I felt the same way about RFK Jr. We're not giving you a platform either because you are also a crazy person. Pat's the right call there.
Yes. Pat would be the right call, I believe, or Miles Teller. He's such a rising star that I could see them putting him in that role.
Yeah, I think he would be there, but McAfee to me is that's still the right call.
Yes.
Okay. And then my
Aaron
next
Rodgers.
one. Then my next one would be Jerry Jones. Do you realize how good that stage could be? And I'm not even talking about the comedians. I'm sure you have a lot of comedians that are Cowboy fans, and that part would be easy. You get Jimmy Johnson, you get Bill Parcells, you get all the players, Deion Sanders, Michael Irvin. I could do this for a while. And there's a lot of material with Jerry Jones. And only like 10% of it is that he looks like the guy that opened Tales from the Crypt.
Again, that's dream world scenario. Because he'd never do it. And here's the thing, even if he agreed to do it, I don't think any of the lifelong Cowboys, I don't think they're coming with fire. I really don't.
To Jerry?
Every time I see any former Cowboy, like especially like Michael Irvin, I don't know that I've ever seen him talk real bad about Jerry Jones. I just feel like it would be watered down.
And I don't know that I agree with you there. Jerry's actually a pretty good sport.
Is he? Okay.
From what I've heard. I mean, I don't know the guy personally, so.
Well, we start talking about his trysts with the marketing department. That could be rough.
No, the opening joke would have to be, which does Jerry have more of, Super Bowl rings or illegitimate children?
Oh,
Boom! Let's go. I'm telling you, my services are available for any of these roasts.
All right. Who should be on the next roast stage? Who should be in that big chair? We'll continue the discussion. And the Daily Draft up next here on ESPN Asheville.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk.
You're clear.
10-4.
And a rare heartbeat not caused by a heart valve. A 3-year study, Eliquis tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin. And Eliquis patients experience stroke. A first stroke occurred in 29% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
People are talking about Summit Dental in Asheville. Just check out their Google reviews. One patient writes, "I'll start by saying I really hate going to the dentist. My anxiety is always through the roof and I'm always so nervous. However, Summit Dental may be the first place that my anxiety is actually not going through the roof. The staff that works at Summit are an incredible team. They're kind, knowledgeable, and funny. I left feeling confident that we have a plan to help restore my teeth and get me on track to a better smile." Find out more about Summit Dental at AshevilleSummitDental.com or call 828-277-6868.
Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders are still facing an ongoing rise of hate and discrimination in our communities. But we want the world to know that we are so much more than simply victims. That's why Stop AAPI Hate is launching Spread AAPI Love. Throughout AAPI Heritage Month of May, we are collecting and showcasing everyday stories of resilience, celebration, solidarity, and resistance within the community. Share your story at spreadaapilove.org. Because to stop AAPI hate, we have to spread AAPI love.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and gear. Of stains disappear. WNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. Download our free app on Google Play or the App Store. Type in Asheville Home Search. You'll be able to connect with our team and see all the available homes for sale in our area. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
At Ingles, we're proud to work with hundreds of local farms and businesses in the communities we call home. Not only does it ensure that you get top quality, fresh items for your family table, it's a way for us to support the amazing individuals who pour their heart and soul into delivering the very best they can do. Quality, freshness, community, it's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
The Sportsocracy.
These guys are f***ing disgrace.
We're back at the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. I'm Tank Spencer, coming to you from the Ingles studio. Low prices, love the savings, and Jeremy Greene live from Mullet Manor, still in his own little darkness retreat. Just couldn't bring himself to come to the studio.
I was actually there until right before the show.
You were, but only because you left your computer in my car.
Well, that didn't help anything. And we're on the backup computer today. So if you're watching on the YouTube stream, that's why it's a little bit choppy. Same computer, not nearly as much keister behind it. So there's that. It doesn't love the overlay.
Ah, gotcha. Of course, you can follow us on YouTube, see us live in the Ingalls studio and Mullet Manor, all at the same time. That's technological advancements for you, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about who we would like to see sports-related victim on the roasts. Greatest of all-time roast with Tom Brady was phenomenal. I thought it was a great night. I feel like everybody did a great job except for Randy Moss. He's still the loser of the night to me. But it was a lot of fun, and Tom was a great sport, but he did come out and say that he wouldn't do it again, that a lot of the jokes about their mom did affect the kids. So just made him think about it. So who would be a great subject for the next roast? So far, Jeremy, you've gone Tiger Woods, Aaron Rodgers, Jerry Jones. All great choices. I went Michael Jordan, John Gruden, and I'm torn. I'm hoping that you don't take one of these, or you don't take the one that I'm not going to choose here, because I want all three of these. But you mentioned this one the other day, and we have to get it in here. A roast of LeBron James could be comedy gold.
Oh, he'd cry.
The flopping jokes that could be told. You would start out, obviously, he's got a relationship with Kevin Hart, so you would start out with Kevin Hart as the roast master. But the running gag all night, to me, should be LeBron keeps firing the roast master.
Oh, yeah, that's
just
good.
Like he's done all of his head coaches. And so they fire Kevin Hart after like 2 presenters, and then they have to switch over to Chris Rock. Or I don't know. I'm just thinking off the top of my head here.
And the seats where the comedians sit keep receding over the course of the night.
Just like your hairline. Oh, that could be good. But yeah, see, Mr. Thin Skin, I don't think would ever sign up for something.
Oh,
like
he'd
that.
get up and try to fight somebody, and then he would say that you wouldn't have done Michael that way. I'll be honest with you, he wasn't even on my list. I don't think that would be any fun at all. He would have so many rules that he would take all of the enjoyment out of that.
Maybe so. And then I think Peyton needs to be the next one.
I wanted that.
We've done Tom and Peyton Manning because he's hilarious alone. And I think it could be really good.
Oh, I think a Peyton one. Peyton might be the next one. I mean, between the size of his forehead and just, you could go a lot of ways on Peyton.
Right. And you got a lot of, you got obviously a lot of guys who would show up for that. Obviously, you got Eli. You would have Tom would show up. And then it would be the awkward meeting between Tom and Eli that we didn't get at the Tom roast after they traded words in the media afterwards. It could just be it could be really, really good. And then you would have Pat involved as well because he was a teammate of Peyton.
Oh, that's another one where Pat would probably be the roast master.
Yes. I'd feel pretty certain about that. Or it could be one of the people from Saturday Night Live. He was real good on Saturday Night Live. Like a Pete Davidson. Is he still a thing?
I mean, people still go to see him do stand-up, and I'm not really sure why.
I'm with you. I don't really get it either.
But then again, I didn't understand why people went to see him in the first place. It's not like that's new stuff. It's just what about him is supposed to be funny?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he looks like a corpse. That's funny. Other than that, I don't really get it.
All right, so LeBron and Peyton, your turn. Who's the next on the roast list?
Okay, this one would never happen. I'm going to tell you, I think this would be such an unbelievable circus that it would be funny. Antonio Brown.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you want somebody that there's a great chance you could go in to the night with no material and just pull up his Twitter account and go, there it is. Got it.
Yep.
We're good.
Yep. There's a lot of material to work with there, but I also feel like that quickly turns into, an awkward scenario, right?
What,
because
that he's the one laughing the hardest and he doesn't realize that we're all being serious?
Exactly. It's hard because Antonio is flipping out and loving all of the jokes, but he thinks they're just jokes, and we're all telling the truth, that you are the craziest person on the planet. And it doesn't matter what off-the-wall thing, Bert Kreischer could say about Antonio Brown. It's all believable. There's no absurdity that would make his life that much funnier.
Oh, yeah. Think. No, Doug, you're actually nuts. Like, you're actually out of your mind.
Right. And again, I think he's a personality that we don't give that platform to.
Now, see, this is where I'm conflicted because you said there was one that you hoped I didn't take.
Yes.
I mean, I've still got so many that I'm not sure that I care.
Okay.
Cam Newton would be my next one.
Okay. All right.
And everybody has to dress up like they're going to the Kentucky Derby.
Everybody would anyway.
Like every roaster has to dress up like they're going to the Kentucky Derby.
Yes. The stupider the hat, the more points you get.
Hey, it's Goofy Hat Day. Let's have funny hat day at the Cam Newton roast. Somebody shows up with a top hat that's 14 feet tall.
Yeah. Bert Kreischer shows up wearing a babushka that he actually got in Russia.
Yes. When he joined the Russian mafia.
When he joined the mafia. Exactly.
Okay, now I'm curious to know who was yours that you didn't want me to take, because I obviously didn't take whoever it was.
The Rock.
I considered that one. I just don't know that. I mean, it would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to make fun of The Rock for?
Oh, I mean, his whole wrestling career, the shtick, all of the things that he was involved in, you could get some comedy gold out of that. The whole Nation of Domination thing, like
that gets into like a wrestling roast, though.
He doesn't have like big, sex scandals that would be. He'd still be quite fun.
See, that
all
to
those
me,
bad movies that he's done.
That to me is, and when you hear my last pick, you're gonna laugh real hard when you hear who my last pick is.
Okay.
You still got another pick, and I feel pretty sure that you're not bold enough to pick who I'm going to take last.
Huh. Okay. Well, my last one will be Roger.
Goodell?
Yes. I think that could be fun.
That could be fun. I didn't even consider him because he would never do it.
I don't know.
He's more fun than people let on.
Yeah, I don't know that he wouldn't do it. I mean, he wouldn't do it while he's the commissioner, but, 20 years from now or 15 years from now, whenever his tenure is going to be over, I could totally see that happening.
And I guess that's my problem is that for me, if he's not doing it as the sitting commissioner, it's not all that much fun.
Yeah.
All right, so we're to my final pick here, right?
Yes.
After I picked out a line the other day, I've gotten real sensitive about that. I thought about a lot of names here. Ric Flair came to mind. Hulk Hogan came to mind. Floyd Mayweather came to mind. Dennis Rodman came to mind. I had a lot. But the name I'm going to say, it could never happen because everybody involved would be canceled immediately. It's Dwight Howard. Just instantaneously, we're all fired. Just know it's the end of your career because anything you're going to say here is probably going to get you fired. But if you read that lawsuit against him and then other things that I've heard about him over the years, be the easiest night of writing jokes and the easiest night of getting fired in the history of sports.
Everyone gets canceled.
Oh, no doubt. They invited me to that one. My outfit is already in my head. I just can't say it on this show for the problem of canceled yet again.
Ric Flair, yes, everything associated with Ric Flair is going to get my eyeballs, obviously. But I don't know that would be a great roast. I don't feel like where's the bad part, right? Or where's the hate come in?
Every woman that he's ever been with. Trust me, there'll be plenty of hate.
I don't know. To hear him tell it, they all had the night of their lives. So, standing in line for Space Mountain, that's a ride that always pays off.
See, for me, Ric Flair would be easy because I would step out and my first joke would be Rick's next wife would be here, but she has school in the morning.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that. Yeah, I lots of content there. Obviously, lots of woos all night long. You could have some amazing guests.
Oh, yeah. I feel like Rick's probably the most likely one to get done next.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe so. I would think they would go for a younger audience. But I don't know. Maybe.
Ric Flair, I think, would captivate a younger audience. There's been several iterations of Ric Flair in pop culture here lately that.
You think it would sell?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. He would definitely be on board with it. And we know that he would. He would play along.
The Ocho said he's pretty sure it already happened. I'll have to Google that in the break. But he did have our first super chat of the day.
And this one? Nope. Yeah, there you go.
There it is. He said he wants to play a new game when we were talking about having a trivia game. He said a new game, but only where Jeremy just tries to correctly pronounce the name of hockey players. That would be as much fun with Tank as it would be with me. We actually talked about that yesterday.
Yes. We did.
I would love hockey so much more if I knew how to say your name.
Yeah, because it gets real difficult. Having to follow the Canes Stanley Cup run here, doing the sports on 570 in the mornings. And I want to do more highlights, but I can't say the names. And I'm not going to get into that territory of somebody calling me, arguing with me about Andrei Svechnikov or however you say his name. I mean, I have been listening to the Adam Gold pregame show for quite a while, so I have picked up a few names.
By the way, how did neither one of us say Travis Kelce?
I considered it, but I don't know. I mean, there would be some hilarious jokes in there comparing his current girlfriend to his old girlfriends.
Oh, yeah.
That would be a lot of fun. But other than Taylor Swift jokes, what do you have? That's it.
Oh, the reality show.
Did he do anything on the reality show, though? I mean, I've never even heard of it. I didn't even hear about it when it was on.
Yeah, it was called Catching Love or something like that. It was awful.
I have no idea if anything interesting happened on that show, or was there a scandal, or that. Travis Kelce's just a Taylor Swift joke, and I'm good. I don't need 3 hours of that.
Well, I don't need 3 hours of any of this. I didn't need 3 hours of Tom Brady. Trust me, we could have tightened that bad boy up down to about $1.30.
Mm-hmm. So 2022, there was a roast of Ric Flair.
What was it on?
Apparently, it was on Triller.
Oh, there's why nobody knew about it.
That's why, exactly. That's why nobody. I just clicked on it and it sent me to Triller. So yeah, apparently. It did happen.
Who are the guests of a Triller Ric Flair roast?
Let's see if I can pull up something that'll tell me a little bit more about it. I don't see any names mentioned.
I mean, it couldn't have been.
There's Diamond Dallas Page. I'm flipping through the video. There's Diamond Dallas Page. It's a whole bunch of wrestling guys.
Yeah, see, that's what I would be afraid of with the wrestling guys.
And there's Rick, and he's crying. Yeah, it's a whole bunch of wrestling dudes.
That's what I feared with the wrestlers.
I want a Netflix special that brings in all the rappers.
Yes,
right? that love Ric Flair. Bring in Snoop Dogg and Mike Tyson will show up, and they'll all smoke weed together.
Mike Tyson would have also been a fun answer to this, except for the fact that we all know if we cross a line with him, we might die.
Yes.
He might punch us directly in the forehead.
Just like Jake Paul's about to find out in just a few short weeks. You're not interested in that fight at all?
Not in the least.
Really?
They could have that fight in my living room, and I swear to you, I would go on vacation.
You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather.
ESPN
Asheville.
Scattered showers, thunderstorms that roll into our Wednesday afternoon and evening. Most of us see at least some rainfall. Certainly, there's going to be dry pockets in between. Low 70s, you get rain, you'll drop into the 60s. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms will taper off late. Some puddles in the upper 50s. Thursday, some fog in the morning. Otherwise, clearing out and mostly sunny, beautiful afternoon. No rain Thursday, 78. Friday, showers and thunderstorms return, especially in the afternoon. High 78 from the Weather Channel. I'm Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Need to hire? You need Indeed. Their end-to-end solution helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all year round. Schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from your Indeed dashboard. Learn more by visiting Indeed.com/credit.
Season 1 of the Girlfriends podcast followed a group of remarkable women as they brought down an ex-boyfriend seeking justice for Gail Katz. Season 2, The Girlfriends' Our Lost Sister, follows their quest to reveal the identity of a woman misidentified as Gail during her murder investigation.
It's almost like it's become this moral obligation to find her.
Listen to The Girlfriends' Our Lost Sister on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search The Girlfriends' Our Lost. Lost Sister to start listening.
Xfinity has free premium networks for everyone this month, no matter what kind of entertainment you love. Addicted to true crime? Catch killer cases and more spine-tingling shows on A&E Crime Central. Crave adventure? Explore Asian action movies on Hi-Ya. Searching for something extreme? Check out skating, snowboarding, and more on Fuel TV Plus, the global home of action sports. And find crowd-pleasing bops on iHeartRadio's Hit Nation playlist. There's new free shows and movies to love every week. Say free this week into your Xfinity voice remote.
Saturday, June 1st, the Cold Mountain Music Festival is back at beautiful Lake Logan, just outside Canton. This year's lineup features Grizzly Goat, Two Bob Crew, Darren Nicholson, and a whole lot more. It's family-friendly waterfront activities, food trucks, and local vendors, and local craft beer and wine. Plus a Friday night pre-party for campers and cabin guests.
This is Darren Nicholson, and I can't wait to see you at the Cold Mountain Music Festival.
For more information and to get your tickets, go to coldmountainmusic.org. Proudly sponsored by iHeartMedia, Asheville. Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics have teamed up under new ownership by an Asheville native to better serve our community with the fine.
We got a minute.
Unique branded items at the best price. Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics can customize whatever you, your team, business, or local group may need through high-quality screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving right here in Asheville. Free personal delivery within Buncombe County and a reduced delivery fee anywhere in Western North Carolina. Visit ShowtimeSportsAVL.com and MountainGraphicsAVL.com. Your one-stop custom apparel shops.
We're back counting down to kickoff. Let's look at today's 3 keys to premium pre-gaming with Beast Unleashed, presented by Monster Brewing. Number 1, beat the heat.
Unleash the beast with bold, familiar flavors, 0 caffeine, and 0 sugar.
Number 2, running the option.
There's 4 to choose from. White Haze, Peach Perfect, Scary Berries, and my personal favorite, Mean Green.
And number 3, at 6% ABV, Max Protect.
Always drink responsibly, and you must be 21 or over.
Beast Unleashed, available at your local retailer. It is ESPN Asheville. This is the Sportsocracy, and it is time for the most important message of the day, Jeremy Greene.
Don't do crimes.
There it is. And today's Don't Do Crimes PSA. Summer is coming up. It's vacation time, right? We're all talking about taking some kind of vacation. I need some salt therapy. I'm going to get down to the beach at some point this summer. Jeremy is heading down there next week.
I've basically been on vacation since about the last pick of the NFL draft.
To have his finally have his honeymoon with his lovely wife. So we're all happy that that's happening finally, that you guys can get away next week and get some sea time in. Jeremy, you don't travel out of the country much. One of the most beautiful places I've ever been to was Turks and Caicos. Grand Turk was one of the prettiest places I've ever been. And if you're a U.S. tourist, apparently you need to know something before you go there. I feel like we should all know this already, but we keep having these stories about weapons, right? Taking weapons on planes. How many stories do we have about people getting caught with guns at the airport?
I think Madison Cawthorn's done it like 6 times.
Right. Well, there is a new rule in place in Turks and Caicos Airport, or in Turks and Caicos, that when you go through the airport, if you have any ammunition on you, it's a hefty penalty. And when I say hefty, there was one guy from America who had 2 bullets. I don't know why, but he had 2 bullets in his suitcase. He's facing 12 years in prison.
Is his name Barney Fife?
It's not. And one case, that would not be, reason for me to tell this story. We currently have 5 U.S. citizens that have been caught in this same manner with ammunition in their luggage. One guy had 1 random bullet. One guy had 2. Another guy apparently had a box of ammunition in his suitcase. He's facing 30 years in prison. And here's the thing, you can't go anywhere. When they arrest you and you're awaiting trial, obviously they ain't going to let you go. So we currently have 5 U.S. citizens who are just kind of hanging around. I wonder, do they meet every day and just sit and complain about how bad their lives suck right now? We came down here for a wonderful vacation, and now we can't leave.
Oh, we missed the Tom Brady roast.
I bet they got Netflix down there.
In a Turks and Caicos jail?
No. I mean, they're out on bond.
Oh. I thought you were saying they didn't have bond.
No. They're out, one of the guys that they talked about in the article, he is out on bond, but he can't leave the island.
See, other countries treat crime a little differently than we do. Most countries don't just apprehend you for a crime and look you dead in the face and point your finger at you and go, "Don't do that again."
Yep.
No.
This used to be a fined offense until the law changed last year, and now it is mandatory prison sentence for taking ammunition onto an airplane or into the Turks and Caicos airport.
Stephen Tao said, bet we don't trade a terrorist for not nary one of them.
Nope.
That might be the comment of the day.
Poor Ryan Watson, 40-year-old Oklahoma father of 2.
My story is about a 35-year-old woman from Redwood, California. And last week, she had quite a week. 2 weeks ago on Friday, she was arrested for domestic violence. What happens when you get arrested for that? She posted bond. 4 days later, she gets out, arrested in a burglary. She's not a great criminal, which is really going to come into kind of a role at the end of this story. This past Friday, she calls a tow truck because her car has been disabled. What do you think she did when the tow truck arrived?
I don't know.
She stole it.
Oh, my God.
She stole it, and then she, drives around to do all of the things. She stopped at a fast food restaurant. She then started a high-speed chase. At some point, the police realized that she had a GPS tracker in the truck she was in. So they decided, you know what? We're not going to risk the public. We're going to just, let her have her fun, and then we're going to box her in. So they allowed her to go to a home where she had babysat. She robbed the nanny who was babysitting a child in the house. But we set up spike strips. The only problem is that by the time they set up the spike strips, she was already gone. She then proceeded to go to her ex-boyfriend's house, smack him around for a while, and they missed her again. Look, California, I understand you're a little out of practice in apprehending criminals. I get that because you don't do it very often, but that is a level of incompetent that is hard to wrap your brain around. We have you on a GPS tracker. We then allowed you to commit 2 more felonies in a car you stole. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why California can break off and form its own country, and I will not be sad.
The NFL schedule release is tonight, 8 o'clock. We're going to fill in all of the blanks, and we'll be filling in the blanks on our schedule as well. Full release of the Living the Dream tour will be coming up on this here program on Friday. We will be hitting a bunch of college stadiums over the football season. Get a lot of matchups. Do we have one every weekend?
Yes, we pretty much do. It's going to be a very slam-packed football season.
That it is. We will be on the road thanks to our partners, Ingles Supermarkets, low prices. Love the savings. More details on our fine partners as we get all of the plans nailed down here for the Living the Dream tour. We will have another announcement of our next game coming up at the end of the hour here.
Yeah, and our partners on this are a lot of names you would know. We as of this point, we're looking for some more Asheville. We would like to take some Asheville with us when we go. So if you're interested in sponsoring some of these games, you can reach me at jeremy@thesportsocracy.com or at ESPN Draft Nerd on the Twitter box.
Yes,
or on
Facebook.
As
we're out on the road, we're just going to give you a firsthand look at the fan experience at these fine places. We'll be doing a lot of YouTube coverage and such, pre-game shows live from the tailgating experience.
It's going to be a whale of a tailgating experience too.
It's going to be awesome. It is going to be awesome. We're working on big things here in the Sportsocracy. NFL schedule releases. We got any more leaks worth mentioning that you've seen, Jeremy?
I have not, but I got burned by the leaks last year, so if it ain't coming from Adam Schefter or Ian Rappaport, I'm not putting a whole lot of stock in it. I went into the schedule release last year like the Jets are going to go 13-4, and then I saw the schedule and went, that's not what you sold me.
Right. Here's a full Jets schedule from Matt O'Leary. Do you know that name?
It does not ring a bell off the top of my head.
He is the host of the Just Jets podcast. So he's connected. He's got you with Niners on Monday Night Football.
Hey, weird. He got that one right.
Patriots, Week 3 on Thursday Night Football. Vikings in London. Bills on Monday Night Football in Week 6. At the Steelers in Week 7 on Sunday Night Football. The Texans at home in Week 9 on Thursday Night Football. You got a lot of primetime games here.
Yeah, that's too many primetime games.
It's got the Colts on Sunday Night Football, and then that was the last one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a London game. 6 primetime games and a London game.
Yep, that's too many there, Matt.
Too many?
Oh, you can only have 5 on the initial schedule list, unless they've changed something and I didn't get the memo.
Yeah, maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, like we say, the leaks could be the real deal. It could not be.
Quite often they are not the real deal.
Mm-hmm. All right, you want to release the next stop for us on the Living the Dream tour?
I believe so. And I mean, and today we really waited until the last segment to release the I would say this is the one that you put on the marquee of the ones we've released today. They're all good, but this is a stadium that I can tell you I don't think Tank has ever been to. I have been to once, and it was a long time ago. Is that right? You've never been here?
I don't know. Which one are you about to say?
September 28th. People that watch us on YouTube, you can attest that I did tell him this twice.
Oh, yeah, no, I've never been there.
Play. You can play either one of the songs. I don't care which one.
Okay, I will.
You have them both.
Just a second here. We're going to play the good one, obviously. September the 28th, the Living the Dream Tour will make the trek to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Bryant-Denny Stadium. The Georgia Bulldogs visiting the Alabama Crimson Tide.
The Fighting Kalen DeBoers for one of two trips to the great state of Alabama that we will make over the course of this trip. I've been to Tuscaloosa one time, but it was in a much different time. This was before the Nick Saban era, so I haven't seen it since the Saban resurgence. When we first started talking about this, that was one of the dates that we had. I'm not going to say it was in concrete, but it was pretty close. Of if it is even vaguely feasible for us to get there, that is a game that we're going to go to. Tank being a Georgia fan, it was easy for me because Carson Beck is my number 2 quarterback in the class next year. And so we're going to we're going to be very quarterback centric this year. We're going to do, or I'm personally going to do it's not quarterback 101. I haven't come up with a name for it yet, but we're going to do a series on the quarterbacks so that we can really deep dive. This is an interesting class because there's no Caleb Williams in this class. I could see Carson Beck going 1. I could see Shedeur Sanders going 1. Unfortunately, we will not get to see Shedeur. The closest that they come is Central Florida. It's either Central Florida or South Florida. I'm not sure which one. Mm-hmm. And logistically, it just didn't work out. He's one of the only top 10 quarterbacks that we don't get to see in person.
So we will see Carson Beck, Jalen Milroe. Where's he at on your quarterback list?
10.
Preseason. At 10?
10 with a great chance to rise. I mean, I'm not necessarily telling you that I think he will. It's just there's so much instability in this class because I ranked 13 in the preseason, and I'm having a really tough time trimming it down to 13. Cousin Colin Green says he will be there, and on Friday we will explain to you how all of the things work so that you can join us for the tailgate and potentially join us for the games.
Indeed, the Living the Dream Tour. It's going to be a whole lot of fun all football season long. We are going to be on the road, and the games announced today, September 28th, Georgia at Alabama, Bryant-Denny Stadium in Tuscaloosa. October 19th, Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Notre Dame at Georgia Tech. And then October 26th, Wallace-Wade Stadium in Durham, SMU, and the Duke Blue Devils. You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. Schedule release tonight, which means we got a lot of games to pick through and predict tomorrow here on ESPN Asheville. We will see you then.
Asheville Smiles has been featured in national publications like Get
And are clear.
Wednesday.
10
And check out this 5-star Google review. My dental experience was wonderful. I cannot say enough about Dr. Merrill and her amazing team at Asheville Smiles Cosmetic and Family Dentistry. Dr. Merrill took time to explain everything. She made me feel relaxed and confident that I was in good hands. I apologize for those tears at your office. Those were tears of joy. Thank you all so much, and thank you, Dr. Merrill, for the hope to get my smile back. Check out Asheville Smiles online at ashevillesmiles.com.
Saturday, June 1st, the Orange Peel presents Striper.
Oh, this North Carolina Education Lottery Winners Club Espresso is strong.
Pace yourself. New winners tend to overdo it on the coffee. And with new scratch-offs out, well...
Hey guys, I'm a new winner. My name's Steve. What's your name? I really love this coffee. Wow, this place is great. Glad I grabbed a new scratch-off. Okay, nice to meet you. Gonna get a massage. Ooh, I think I need to relax.
Told you.
This month's tickets pack $135 million in total prizes. The Winners Club awaits. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 3.41 to 4.25. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Tired of being overweight and frustrated with diets that never work? You've probably heard all about the new injectables that are bringing life-changing results for millions. If you've thought about this exciting option, you need to call QC Kinetics today. QC Kinetics Weight Loss Protocol gives you access to these exciting injectables that can deliver remarkable results. The medically trained weight loss professionals at QC Kinetics have a comprehensive program. Includes using semaglutide and tirzepatide injections with in-clinic supervision and personalized care. Stop struggling and jumpstart your weight loss journey now. QC Kinetics makes these promising new injectables more accessible and more affordable, making your goals more attainable than ever before. Call now to learn more about this next-generation weight loss option that can change your life. Let the trusted medical professionals at QC Kinetics find out if you're a candidate now. Lose the extra pounds once and for all. Call now for your free consultation. 833-QCK-SLIM. 833-QCK-SLIM. 833-QCK-SLIM.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. And did I mention that Clarissa Sells WNC loves teachers? We love teachers so much, we're giving back 25% of our commission at closing. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Scattered showers, thunderstorms as we roll into our Wednesday afternoon and evening commute. Most of us will see at least some rainfall. Certainly there's going to be dry pockets in between. Low 70s, you get rain, you'll drop into the 60s. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms will taper off late. And some fog will settle in by morning, upper 50s. Thursday, some fog in the morning. Otherwise, clearing out and mostly sunny, beautiful afternoon. No rain Thursday, 78.